in a high school called Columbine. Obviously, everybody has already read most of it. Majority of us have probably even seen the documentary by Michael Moore called Bowling for Columbine. So before we even started, I asked everybody if anybody has ever shot a gun. I've shot a few guns at a range normally. They're powerful items.
They make you feel.
Yeah,
you feel the items.
Yeah, you get a sense of power, especially when you have it in your hands. Yeah.
It's a powerful, even in the smallest guns, the kickback on it. It's just like you're holding so much power, and at the end of the day,
how can you compare it?
I can't
Give
honestly.
me a comparison,
To anything?
Yeah, because to a normal guy, not normal. I'm sorry.
Sense
To
of
any guy
power.
that hasn't shoot, how does it feel, bro?
I can't tell you because I've
Just
only
to
shot
have
a gun
power
a
like
few
that.
times, so I'm not like a pro
for example,
shooter or someone who shoots it on.
When you put your hands up and you say like throw a punch, someone comes throws a punch,
I can't even.
or it's even worse.
The recoil you're talking about?
Yeah, whatever
It's
it is
just-
that it feels.
It's
So wait, what's the question? Is
Have you
it
shot?
yes,
Oh wow.
a lot.
Watch out
It's
for this
just
one.
like, I don't know, like you feel like
A pushback.
No,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
like
for
you-
sure,
like
there's
you
gotta be
definitely, like,
something,
move
a
back
kickback
little
there.
bit.
it's like a whole body
But
type of jolt.
yeah, they
type of
teach
thing.
you that you have to like
wow.
lean forward when you
Yeah.
like shoot, so that like you don't go fucking.
Are we all
flying
pro
back.
guns here, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Living in the
I have
U.S.
to.
To
In
an
my
extent.
house.
You have two at your house. That's awesome.
To an extent.
And what's that line?
What is the line of no guns?
I'm not. No
Well,
guns
lately,
at
what's
all.
going on right now, for sure.
it's hard to
This
say.
is like the 50-50 part in my head. I don't know.
And
what do you
again,
mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
All right, going
So
back.
like when everything's like safe and like fluffy and everything, right? Everything's like you don't need a gun, right?
think
But
that's
when
a
everything goes to
fallacy,
shit,
though. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So right now I'm like, yeah, I need a gun.
Right.
You know?
When have we ever been safe and fluffy?
Before all this shit went down.
No, that's
We never
Yeah.
were.
that's what you know right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's just what the news tells
That's
you.
what
but
they
it's
keep
never
you
been
at.
safe and fluffy.
yeah,
True.
yeah.
What's your line
Uh,
as far as owning guns? By the way,
I'm pro it, but you just gotta be careful who you give it to, bro. Because of the fact that we're saying right now, that shit gives you some sort of power feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, it
And
gives
if
you
and if you're somebody
sure.
like, for example, if somebody that's been struggling and have something against society, like a lot, like going back to the shooting, like these guys had Columbine shooting. These guys had something against the people they were surrounded by.
I actually don't know how true that is because I watched this morning a bunch of stuff, and they were clinically depressed. And they had Klebold had been writing in his journal about suicide, and he'd been talking about it for years.
all his
completely.
poems and everything.
How did
But
they-
right, like
why,
Nick
why
said,
did they get the guns?
yeah.
Oh,
the sick
why? I
people.
mean,
Why are they so
Or how
afraid?
rather?
The thing is, you can't
Yeah.
really
How?
say because they how
type of
illegally.
people?
It's. I mean, the mother even said that it's ridiculous how easy it was for them to get guns, but
This
they
is
were
back in
17.
99.
It's still illegal for them to do it, so they got it through illegal
Back in
means.
'99.
And it was
you gotta
17-year-old
put 'em
could
into
not
the
have a
setting.
gun.
But
Period.
To this day, I think it's still very easy to get a gun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go onto Craigslist.
Yeah.
Legally, it's even
Yeah.
more easier than it was back before, I think.
No, because legally you have to go through a background check. You have to go illegally. I go see Pepito and he sells it to
Right,
me for like
yeah.
double the cost. But hey, if you got the money, you got the
You
gun.
get one, right?
Right.
So it is very simple.
And you skip the process.
And there's
No
literally nothing you
paperwork.
can do against that, though. You cannot regulate illegal. It's already illegal.
Wait, so before we talk,
Yeah.
let me search. I'll search something I want to pull up just to
Okay,
see if
yeah,
I got the
absolutely,
fact.
yeah.
Oh, just
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the first article.
Yeah.
no, not article, bro. It's. I want to check the. So what I want to check is the rate of crime or deaths that track back a gun to someone that bought it legally.
Legally or
Legally.
Legally.
now, are you talking about deaths, justified deaths, or like murder?
Criminal, yeah.
Criminal. Okay.
I think. Do you
Go
know?
for it. No, off the top of my head, absolutely
Do you
not.
know where I'm going through
yeah.
with that though?
Yeah. How many
Well, the-
murderers
the-
commit using a legal gun or an illegal gun?
Exactly. What's the rate or has? Or,
I mean, good
A
luck
year.
trying to find that. I don't know how much you'll be able to find it because
Yeah,
some
that's, like,
guns are
very
like,
specific.
yeah,
How would you state the question? Help me out.
yeah.
How many crimes
Yeah.
committed with
Murder.
illegal?
Well, are we
guns.
talking
Legal
crimes?
weapon.
Are we talking murders? Are we talking because
You're just talking
Yeah.
straight up, yeah.
because
deaths.
even gun crimes, if you know anything about the gun laws, that's very strict. So like, if you go and you commit like, if you're smoking weed in your car and you have a gun, that's automatically a felony because you had a gun in your possession. There was here in Miami, there was a police officer that stole $100 out of a car, and they got it on body cam. That was armed robbery because he had his service weapon on him. Yeah, wasn't. Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. So having a gun just on your person while committing a crime changes the crime completely.
And even having like a little ammo on you, that changes it up, right?
Ammo? I mean, I'm not sure. But having a gun
I
on
think
you.
you gotta have the actual firearm in your possession for you to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
know.
also gun laws
have
vary
like-
by
No,
state.
but I mean, have you heard like they have the firearm with them and then they found shells with it and everything?
Well,
I don't
if
know.
you're gonna have a gun, of course you're gonna have ammo.
Well, sometimes they don't. I don't know.
The fuck's the point of having a gun?
To wave it around.
There's some motherfuckers out there here in Miami, especially like just waving it
Well,
out.
no, yeah, because some
you
people
know?
are just so intimidated. I guess
Yeah.
they'll fall for it,
And they'll just
But
pull it out.
legally. Whether you pull a gun and there's ammo or not, you're still gonna be charged with the same
Does
crime.
everybody here want to own a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you have two. Would you own a gun for your safety or just to have it there?
No, not for fun. I wouldn't. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. For your safety,
Yeah,
to
sure.
be safe.
Well, I mean, if that's the case,
Yeah.
you don't even need to get your concealed. Just buy a gun and keep it at home.
Just have
If
it
you're not
there.
gonna carry it on you.
What would you recommend? You just have it in your
Get
house?
Get it concealed.
I mean, well, absolutely get it concealed. But if it's for your
Concealed,
safety,
right.
I mean,
Oh shit.
I don't know how old you are,
even
but you haven't
so-
needed one as of yet. Most
Yeah.
people won't in their lifetime, especially if
Okay.
they don't go to any sketchy places or do any,
Or cause any uproar.
any yeah.
Dude,
Like-
I was telling you, I don't know if you were here when I told them, but there was a killing like in my neighborhood.
oh yeah.
No,
She's,
what neighborhood
you
is
sent
that?
it through the,
Where?
By Ferguson.
Classic.
Yeah.
What was the story? What was the
Right behind
story?
My classic.
I honestly,
We went to Ferguson, so
I live in the complex right behind it, Kingdom Dreams.
okay. I used to buy weed there. I mean, I
I think
didn't.
everybody used to buy weed. Continue. Just kidding.
If you're watching,
No, never went down.
so I don't really remember. I know it was the guy was at a gas station and he like killed somebody there. He took the car. He came here to my complex. I think he lived there or something, and the grandma was home.
Abuela.
And he like held the grandma hostage or some shit. And then I think the cops went in and then they killed him.
Was grandma okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
My
the
mom got a
most-
video of them like carrying her out.
Yeah, you don't fuck
Oh,
with
My
that.
mom
shit.
is so
Okay.
metida. Mommy, if you're watching this, listen, I'm gonna call you out. My mom is so metida. Like
I'm just
she-
glad.
She's a
She
Hispanic
heard-
mother. They
Yes.
all are.
Yeah.
she heard the helicopters immediately.
She rushed out.
She was like, "What happened? Whatever." She was like looking, and then she texted me. She was like, "Te estás perdiendo el show," and I was like,
No, are you safe? There's a shooting. Pero hacer, you're missing the show. Classic
literally just
Hispanic
like that.
mother.
And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And I don't remember where I was going, but like it was during the whole thing. It was like already taped off. There was like 8 like police cars and stuff, and I passed by, and my mom's there talking to the cops. I'm like, "Mommy, what's going on?" And she was like, "Oh, I'll send you the videos, whatever, blah blah. I'll tell you the story later."
Cool.
And yeah, that was the story. But there was a
I've had
fucking
a
killing.
murder. I had a murder passed around my neighborhood too. You guys remember it was popular.
Pretty
the girl
re-
that killed
recent, yeah.
the little kid,
Yeah.
the mom that killed the son.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
months
autistic
ago.
son.
Yeah, a few
Yeah.
months ago.
That shit.
Yeah.
Not the crime, not the actual crime, but the lady with the little kid lived right across my street.
Nice.
Nice.
It was.
It wasn't a gun. It wasn't a gun thing, right?
She strangled him. But murder's murder.
Murder's murder, man.
That's
Murder.
actually not true. Murder is not
She's
murder. The
strangled her,
degrees
yeah.
of murder are severe. That's why there's different grades of it.
what do you mean?
There's murder 1, murder
First
2.
degree,
Oh,
second
yeah,
degree.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
it's
never
first
known what
degree.
that.
I guess
First
it's the-
degree murder is you planned it out and you
Planned that
executed
shit
it.
out.
Second degree murder is like, you know what, right here I
see.
decide to kill you. Yeah, third degree murder is
Manslaughter.
basically manslaughter. And then there's different degrees. I'm not a lawyer, but yeah. That's how it's
I never had
First
that
degree
figured
is pretty much you can get the death penalty depending on how heinous it was.
Now, tracking back to Columbine, I know you mentioned that these kids were depressed and that they had issues and they wrote it in their journal. But I've also read that that school that they went to, it was a very cliche type of high school where the jocks of the school were treated differently than the, I guess you want to call them the goths, the weirdos, the more unpopular ones. So much so that the high school quarterback of the football team won prom king or something along those lines. Again, very cliche. He was on probation for armed robbery or aggravated robbery. But he was treated, even after that whole incident, he was still treated like a king in his school. While these, Klebold and Harris, which are our two main our shooters, were treated like shit in their high school. So I'm not sure if that also piled on to their depression, to their, which is not an excuse, don't get me wrong, to their will and easiness to start shooting up their school.
Yeah, especially back in '99, dude. This is during the time there's no phones or anything, dude. So social life is a high
social
priority.
media. There was no social media, so it was all.
That's one thing the
So the
mother
friend
said. Sorry for
groups.
interrupting. The mother said that then they just wanted to be like accepted, and they never were. They just
Yeah.
basically hang out with themselves.
The mother's kind of fucked up too, because she exploited the kid to like, she wrote all this book, she got a TED talk, she got all this stuff out of the
I mean,
kid.
the thing is, she's advocating for mental illness, so it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you're going to make a dime off of it, but it also
that's what
fucked
I'm
with her
getting at.
very severely. I mean,
Yeah.
her son killed 12 people, 13 people.
Yeah.
So
Columbine.
I mean, I get it, but that was one of those things that they just want to be accepted, and they weren't, so they were depressed. I
Yeah.
mean, what you ask me, what I think they were going to suicide themselves, and just like, fuck it, let's take a few people along with us.
Yeah.
Fuck that part, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's
Yeah.
cowardice and
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
absurd.
that, yeah.
But it is what it is.
But yeah, back to it.
Who is who? What are the names?
Dylan Klebold and
Eric Harris.
Who's
Eric
who,
Harris.
though? Who's Eric? The guy with the long hair.
No, that was
Guts
Klebold
Klebold.
was with like the mushroom cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one is the.
That's-
Eric Harris, which is the
Who's the poem writer?
that's Klebold.
People. Okay.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So yeah,
posts.
back then they were just in those groups like Mauricio said, jocks and shit.
I mean, there's still groups now. I just think they're just
there are.
handled, I guess, differently with
That was like
Instagram and-
high key.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
well, that's why you've seen the birth of all
socialite,
these
yeah.
anti-bullying campaigns and everything like that. That's how they're invested money to literally try and stop that. And I say try because, well,
I don't think that's
Can
gonna
you?
stop.
Just shut off your computer. That's all you got to do. You end cyberbullying right there.
no, that's like saying, oh, we're gonna stop crime. You're not.
No, you're not.
You're not. Yeah. You can throw
You can
all the
try,
dollars
yeah.
you want to it, but you're not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably could, but not in an American.
So,
way.
I know we're usually a conspiracy theory type of podcast, and we like to delve in. This seems to be pretty clear and cut as to what happened. Almost 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 20.
But one of the theories and one of the, I guess the witnesses mentioned that there was multiple shooters, not only just Klebold and Harris. They mentioned they saw a third, even a fourth shooter inside the school. So much so that they apparently both Klebold and Harris killed themselves at around, again, supposedly like around 12:30, 12:45 around in the afternoon. And they still heard gunshots up until 3:30, 3:45.
What? So how long was the shooting?
That's the thing, that's what we don't know. If Harris and Klebold killed themselves in the library around 12:30, 12:45, there's witnesses that mentioned that there were still gunshots heard around about 2-3 hours later. And I'm talking about not just one or two witnesses, over 100 kids.
That's the list you
combination.
sent, right?
That's the list that I sent.
Yeah, I read.
That's
And
a
their actual
combination of both
statements.
kids, staff, and all that. They also found, I think, like 96 bombs around the school area as well. So I know these kids. I
So
know.
wait.
Part.
Yeah.
Let me
There was
emphasize on
unexploded
that.
propane tanks.
Let me emphasize
Huh?
on
What was that?
It was unexploded propane tanks.
Yeah.
They
So
just
imagine-
they just weren't very good at making bombs.
All right, so allegedly there were only two bombers.
Yeah, two.
No,
killers.
no,
Yeah,
they,
two shooters.
no.
Two
without-
shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there might be more people involved, but they never said it.
Yeah, but I don't know how true that is. They had so much footage of it. They had camera. That school was wired with cameras everywhere.
Well, so how long were they planning on it to have? How many cylinders of?
I don't know the exact number, but they had a decent amount, and most of them didn't. I don't think. And one of them went off in the cafeteria early on.
There's even the.
And
there's a
then
video
all
on
the
that.
other ones, they just made them poorly, so none of them went off.
Yeah.
But you have to figure after 12:45, when they're all dead, the school is literally raided with cops. How are they still going to be shooting at 3:00?
Maybe-
And without having any sort of video evidence of it. Unless. Yeah.
It's either that or again, this is the slight conspiracy behind it as to, how do you excuse over 100 people saying that there was multiple shooters, not only Klebold and Harris, but there was a third or even a fourth, and even the man on the roof was supposedly somebody that they was involved in
the
the shoot.
sniper on the roof.
Yeah, the supposed sniper on the roof.
No, there was supposedly he was a
maintenance
cop that set up on the roof. Now I saw the
Okay.
picture today, right across the street on a sloped incline. But no, that was a cop. So I doubt. I mean,
So
What the report said,
He
they were
wasn't part of
people,
it, though,
people
no.
in.
Yeah, but
clarify.
those reports were so inaccurate, especially the media when they started reporting on it. They questioned one of his friends. They were known as the Trenchcoat Mafia.
the Trenchcoat
Yeah.
Mafia,
Yeah,
man.
they were never part of that whatsoever. All the pictures of the Trenchcoats Mafia, neither Klebold or Harris were in any of them. They're like they kind of just hang out to themselves. They were friends with these guys,
But
they
they
were never part of the actual Trenchcoat Mafia. They called
They were
themselves.
assumed they were because
Yeah, it was
the,
assumed.
the video they did before they committed these crimes, right?
Exactly, and because when they showed up, what were they wearing? You
Of
know,
course,
the
they
but
were
I mean,
trench
also the
coats.
Matrix had
Yeah.
come out literally 3 weeks before that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
So
About that
I mean, I
time
think
too,
that had something to do with this. Like, hey, if we're gonna go out, let's do a Matrix style shooting. Who knows? Everybody likes to blame. Well, then we can go into that. What they tried to blame? They tried to blame the music
The
they listened
media
to.
and shit.
The media did a terrible job of covering it, but
I think this was the first time in the history of both media and television that they actually showed, and this was on almost every single news channel. You won't find that now, even after the most recent one, which was Parkland. They actually showed the dead bodies on national television. I think it was about the bodies of Klebold and Harris out in front with their
Yeah.
blood splattered all over the place. It was kind of, again, I don't remember watching it. I was only 9, so I don't remember watching any of it. But I can imagine you log into the news and you see just 2 kids dead on national TV on your news channel. And back to what you were saying about who they try to blame. They try to blame music. They try to blame rock and roll. The number one suspect essentially was, and Bowling for Columbine touched upon this, was Marilyn Manson. And I think Manson gave a pretty great interview as to, didn't he blame Eminem too? Wasn't it?
no, Eminem talks about it in his song "The Way I Am," but
Yeah.
blame it on Marilyn. But anyway, I actually watched Bowling for Columbine today earlier, and that interview with Manson is is interesting because I mean.
He took everything down.
This guy, I forget his name, whatever the fat dude is.
Michael Moore.
Yeah, Michael Moore. He was saying like there's so many other events that happened that day. So it was the day that Clinton bombed Kosovo, and it was like the most amount of deaths that we had done. So it was trying to, but I don't
So everything could be a cover up.
supposedly, but to that degree, and they had been planning supposedly that shoot up for years. So unless the government was doing that,
But
that-
all those conspiracy theories come up to the same thing. There's always something behind it.
yeah, but I don't.
Deeper than that.
I mean, if you really want to go that deep, the average person, logic will tell you it wasn't. I mean, do you really trust the government to set up 2 kids to mass murder so they can murder people overseas and not have it be attention? I mean, okay,
It's hard.
That's
What
why
is
we're
that
having this
kid?
conversation.
The drug dealer. They made the kid Ricky White.
Yeah. They
right?
made him a drug dealer and then put him in prison for life.
and they set him up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like that.
That's
Oh, that's what they made a movie out of
Could
it.
I don't know. Could it play out like that?
maybe, but setting up a kid drug dealer is one thing. Killing 13 people is another, man.
Yeah, but then
And especially children.
I get you, because
Sandy Hook.
then we become
I mean,
Comes up.
Yeah.
we're gonna go there eventually.
we have to, because
we have
that-
to. We have
that's
to. I know you
also-
probably know
Sandy
deep
Hook,
knowledge of it,
like,
and that's what I want to
dude.
hear. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Because that's hard, because
I wanna go
broke
into it.
my heart.
I've
in
mentioned it.
ways that I cannot explain to you. Like, I love kids. I love
Dude, yeah.
kids. And bro,
Worse.
it's hard.
just thinking about
It's
that,
hard.
my little cousins were that age when all that was happening. So it was just like seeing them, and I was like, that could have been them.
Because that was the same story. There was a young man who was medicated, who was depressed, apparently.
Yeah,
who,
Adam Lanza, he was on Prozac. The issue with that is, I mean, all these people are always mentally unstable. That's absolutely true. The only
the
difference is
baseline.
that, school shooters like Klebold, like Columbine, like Parkland, that was the actual shooters. Newtown was different because this was an older dude who went in there and killed like 5-year-olds. That's completely different.
Wasn't that old either though?
he was 20.
Yeah, but he wasn't 5. He wasn't
Yeah,
part. It wasn't.
he
his
wasn't part of the
classmates.
school.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't his classmates. He was killed.
Okay.
He just went in there because he's like, you know what? Let me commit the most heinous
Psychopath.
act
Yeah.
he can think of. I mean, I don't know what's worse than literally killing children, but yeah. So
And her mother.
yeah,
His mother.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the dude was
women
obviously
and the
crazy, and he
children,
was
yeah.
on Prozac, but I don't know if at the time he had gone off it, and that's why he went off the deep end.
Excuse my ignorance, but what is Prozac?
Prozac is an antidepressant. That's the most common antidepressant people take. Yeah.
It's
So-
given out like candy.
Yeah, like
sometimes.
candy. They give it to everybody.
Yeah, give it to everybody.
Do you guys know if they did an autopsy on the bodies of these 2 guys?
I'm never gonna believe any
you know,
autopsy, man.
Yeah, autopsies are hard to believe. But either way,
Fuck, so we're
I
back
actually
to
don't know.
conspiracy.
I actually don't know. So,
Yeah.
He had only marijuana.
Right. They covered it up.
Imagine
But
just
no,
marijuana.
but a
Little bit of weed.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I consumed the joint.
But if I'm
before they did
mistaken-
these crimes.
A little joint.
I think they were also
Just a
on.
joint.
I think both Klebold and Harris were on antidepressant. It wasn't Prozac per se, but I know they were on some type of medication. Who, God
Is
knows
there
what.
any regulation for those drugs?
Yes,
You
they're
have to be prescribed.
they have
Yes,
to be
yeah,
prescribed. The
to be
only thing every
prescribed.
doctor will prescribe it like Skittles. Like,
like
Pop them in.
yeah, that means
decent ones won't, but the ones who just
Yeah.
When-
what the
Just
fuck
write
you
it
doing?
off.
When I go to see my neurologist, the first thing they give me is like a paper that says like, oh, have you been like having suicidal thoughts?
Mhm.
Have you been feeling anxiety? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? Blah blah blah. And it's
10.
like,
That's some bullshit. It's on a piece of
depression
paper.
and
The doctor doesn't even come
yeah,
up
side
to you.
effect of a lot of
and,
medications.
and then you're in the
Yeah.
room, and then when the doctor comes and she looks at it and she's like, oh, so why'd you answer this? And it's like,
Do we know if the Parkland shooter was on medication?
You know, I actually didn't look into that, but
What's his name? Cruz?
yeah,
Yeah. Something Cruz. But
Nicholas
he had his
Cruz.
issues.
Nicholas Cruz.
Nick-
Can,
Nick-
can,
Nick Cruz.
can
Yeah.
you
I
check
gotta remember that.
Nico? Can you check Nicholas Cruz if he
you
was
gotta
on
play that.
Nicholas Cruz on medication? I'm gonna say yeah. If I'm a betting man, I want to say that he was on some type of antidepressant medication.
probably. I mean, or maybe he wasn't, and he should have been. That's why.
Oh,
The thing is, it's
fuck.
very hard to diagnose children with depression because
perspective,
well,
yeah.
they're fucking kids. It's
They're
not
still
easy.
growing.
Exactly, they're
Oh,
still growing,
psychopaths.
and their mentality is so fragile at that age that it's difficult to really do it. But
Did
He
you
probably should
ever
have been.
in high school? Did you ever encounter some type of, I guess, no, not really. I was gonna say some type
Like-
of event,
like
or,
that?
or somebody who you thought.
To that-
I hate to, you don't want to assume about people, but
Grave like
who
that.
might have.
Oh, you know you make
gone off
those
the deep end.
jokes. Yeah, you know you make those jokes.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh like that kid, yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely a serial killer. But
Yeah.
the thing is that it's not always the dude that looks like it. I mean, he's not
That's the
always wearing a
scary
long
part.
black trench coat and
But-
listening to Marilyn Manson. Like, I think that cliche stems from Columbine.
Yeah, it does.
But it's not
It's
always
changed
that. Yeah,
completely. It's
exactly.
changed
Look at Nick
completely.
Cruz. He was a Hispanic
he?
dude
Yeah.
and just ugly as shit. So like, I mean, I don't know.
Just ugly as shit over there. That kid's fucking
I
definitely
mean, hey,
doing it.
if you think ugly kids don't get depressed, well, that's
So that's the
absolutely.
main baseline right there,
Which
like
that's
the
actually one thing the
depression.
It's
mother of
acceptance. At the
Klebold
end of
went.
the day,
Yeah,
it's acceptance. Yeah.
yeah. Klebold went. The mother went to say this. Like they wanted
we're
to be
back to it.
accepted, and they weren't.
The jocks.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
the
Nicholas, he was
cheerleaders.
under meds, bro.
Yeah.
He was under this thing called clonidine.
Clonidine?
Clonidine.
What is that?
And
Another
for-
That's
antidepressant?
probably Klonopin's a big one.
So wait.
maybe that's like a generic one, but
Could
yeah.
be, yeah.
Is it
And
pulled up?
Damn.
Vocalin,
he took
and
Jake,
you
the-
put it
know,
up?
it's
Yeah, what is
it's
what is
prescribed
that
because
medicine?
he suffered from an obsessive compulsive disorder,
Okay.
autism, and
Ooh.
attention deficit
Okay.
hyperactivity.
Cruz? Yeah, awesome. I think he was on the spectrum or something like that.
Well, no,
Yeah.
absolutely, but
Damn.
I mean,
So
all
essentially-
of those combined, probably as medications, a lot of side effects of medications are depression. I don't know why.
Our
it's
three
just-
main.
Yeah.
Our three-
horrible.
Yes.
It's horrible.
I have high blood pressure. The doctor asked me if I was depressed. Apparently, that's a side effect.
I have epilepsy.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And my
Yeah.
meds, I had to change them
Yes.
because I was
Yeah.
going through it. I was like, I'm not taking these anymore.
Can I ask? I'm sorry. What were you on? If you don't mind me asking.
One of them is Keppra, and then the other one is called lamotrigine.
And again,
Never heard of them.
what were those for?
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy. Okay. What were the side effects? Were they fucked up?
Side effects are always
Depression.
fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you'd be
Depression,
surprised of
Mood
side.
swings.
Yeah.
Mommy, if you're watching this, she
Bipolar
can attest.
disorder. Yeah.
She was like, you went through the worst mood swings I've ever seen in my life.
And are you still taking them, or you
Wow.
stopped taking them because of the side
I'm-
effects?
I'm taking them, but I'm trying to like,
Regulate them.
Wean
'cause
off of them, or
they
Yeah.
can't just like take those away and then give me a new.
oh no,
pair.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
Because then
can.
it's like, if these don't work,
The
then I'm just
chemical
gonna keep
imbalance,
having-
you'll probably end up shooting us up next week.
So they have to like
Yeah.
level.
We're unfortunate to say that Tanja won't be joining us next weekend on our podcast.
She's having a mental health.
Actually, shut up, actually, no.
Quick little day to herself.
She's gonna have a date to herself.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Actually,
No,
she
I have
won't.
to.
But it's not because of that.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck you guys. I have to like lower
Slowly
this
wean
one
off
to-
one and get to the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most meds are like
so
that.
right
You
now
can't just
I'm
go
on
anything.
2 and it's
Yeah.
Has anyone else been on if, again,
Yeah.
we're all fucking close as shit.
Yeah.
You guys are
Whatever
have
stays in
been,
our
on,
circle.
been on meds?
We're close as shit to our viewers.
No.
Subscribe.
You guys are included.
Never
Never.
prescribe drugs.
No,
Really?
No, same here.
No.
Never.
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 Surgery?
Haven't been.
Nothing?
No, I'm
apart
just-
from
Yep,
You've
my
never had
blood
a surgery?
pressure.
I've never broken a bone in my
Same
body.
here though. I've never broken a bone. I've never
I've
had
never
surgery.
broken
Nothing.
a bone, but I've had
I've had
jaw
surgery.
surgery.
No?
Yeah.
I've never had anything.
I had
There's
jaw
the wisdom
surgery because
teeth.
my sinuses were like messed up and like my jaw. If I show you a picture, my jaw was like super like off to the side.
Yeah.
So it was like
What
messing with my
happened?
sinus. I had braces for like 10 years.
Simon, if you're listening, that's what happens if you have braces for 10 years, bro.
Keep him on another 10.
Another 10
So
years,
they
brother.
had to like dislocate my jaw and like move it and then like my nose. Yeah.
Thank you, modern
That-
I
medicine
had
though.
like
That's cool as
scars
shit.
here and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my mouth sewn for a month. I think.
Well, feeding through a tube and shit.
It was horrible.
Oh, that
it
sounds
was
awesome.
horrible.
That sounds
I got like
terrible.
this.
How
bro.
long was the
Exactly.
I got
recovery
like
period
this.
for?
Silver lining.
Dude, it was like 4 months. Like 4 or 5 months. Cause dude, it's a whole new jaw.
Yeah.
It's a whole new like bite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was super weird. It was super weird. It was super weird.
Are you glad you did it though?
Yeah.
There's
that
it.
shit was
Of course.
fucked.
Yeah.
That shit was fucked. I look at pictures now and I'm like,
Were you,
I was
bu-
just walking
or
around.
were you
with, like,
bullied in high school because of it?
Everyone's wondering it.
Surprisingly, no.
No?
No.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
They've
I
stepped
mean,
past the
I
bullying
got
of the
bullied,
teeth.
but not because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Right?
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Did you have like a
apparently.
weird walk or something? It's like, no, the jaw will pass, but that limp leg, exactly. No, that's where we'll get her. huh?
Those limp arms.
Yeah.
Did you see her jaw? No, I saw her walk actually. What the fuck's the matter with you?
She carried a long
Turns
duffel
around.
bag that day to school.
All right, so pretty much back
Back to
on
Columbine.
back to
Yeah.
Columbine,
Fuck.
or rather school shootings overall. So our three main, the biggest school shootings in the history of the U.S.
The more prevalent ones. I'm sure we've had bigger ones. We just didn't hear about it.
My heart
Probably.
hurts.
So
Yeah.
Parkland, Sandy Hook, and then Columbine, all 4 shooters were under
Some sort of medication.
Prozac, some type of fucking
Some type of
antidepressant.
duress. Yeah.
Again, so let's jump into the conspiracy behind it. One of them is the reason why these shootings happen is to take the guns or have stricter gun laws on the American people, because like we mentioned in the first 10 minutes, how easy it is to get even legally or illegally.
So wait, you want me to take you to where there's actually a 1.3% of crime or murder made with a
Illegal.
with a gun is illegal.
What-
It's actually
legal,
Wait, what's the
no.
percentage again?
1.9% is
Legal or legal?
Legal.
legal.
So there's
Crimes
1.9
committed.
is
Believe it.
nothing. Actually, it's nothing.
Nothing.
So more,
slow as
more,
fuck.
more murders are made by illegal guns than actual legal guns.
Well, I believe that though. If you
that-
look at the statistics, I mean, if you have any sort of felony, it's already illegal for you to own a gun.
Yeah.
And
so
every
scary.
every
Yeah.
single murder in
That's
Chicago
done then.
by handguns are illegal in Chicago. Yet it has the highest handgun violence out of any city in the United States.
To this day, if I'm not
Chirac, isn't
mistaken.
that Chirac?
Huh?
Chirac? Chicago isn't.
Yeah.
They say it.
Yeah,
it's-
Chirac. Yeah,
That's the nickname for it, yeah.
Nickname
You
for
look at all
Chicago.
of those cities. Handguns. I mean, most of the people committing it are already felons, and so if they commit murder, that means they can't have that gun legally anyway.
Ironic.
Might as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But what do? Do they go give it back?
You get caught.
You get caught. You have a felony. So wait,
They
a
catch
felony
a
could be
felony.
a simple,
Yeah, a felony.
as simple as carrying another person's ID.
Yeah, but
that's
it's much
much
more
relevant.
Fraud is
serious.
a felony. Yes.
A gun
That's a
felony is
felony.
like way
Yeah.
more serious. Yeah.
Of course, but let's say that's a felony.
Yeah.
If I have that felony of having somebody else's
Yeah.
license,
Well, it actually
I
depends on the
cannot
state.
have-
Every state has different gun laws.
Okay,
So-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm more knowledgeable in the state of Florida, obviously, but I know Chicago for a fact has banned handguns for I don't know how many years, and for the last I think 3 years running, it's had the highest handgun violence out of any city in the United States. So, do
So
banning
fucking
guns work?
ironic. Yeah.
I think the statistics will tell you no, but
So
Let's go the opposite then. Let's
Yeah.
just give everyone a gun, dude.
that's what
That's the scenario at that
there
point.
was. Utah tried that. Switzerland is they basically every single person owns a
Utah
gun.
tried that for real?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
it was in one of the documentaries I saw this morning.
Yeah.
But Switzerland tried that. They're long guns. They're bolt action. They're not even like semi-autos.
Okay.
But also
Little time to
people-
recharge, yeah.
But I think it's more of a culture thing than an actual accessibility thing.
Good
Because
point.
everyone
Very good
can
point.
easily
For
easily get it
Americans.
here, and
Yeah.
it's not as high.
Let me ask
Yep.
you something. Quick guess. If
Yeah.
you would have to guess,
Yeah.
what year was the highest year with school shootings? What would you say?
See, that's hard because the way they classify school shootings is fucking absurd.
how do they classify it?
If I'm in the area of a school and I shoot someone like across the street in my house,
Just like
that's
sex
still a
predators.
school
I was
shooting.
about to say that
Just
you
like
take a
sex
piss in the
predators.
Exactly.
bush. Yeah.
If there's an abandoned school and you shoot someone around it, that's still classified as a school shooting. So those statistics, yeah, I mean, they when
Shit,
Parkland
I
happened,
didn't know that.
they tried to give all these statistics. The actual fact checkers went in, showed the real facts. They're absurd. That's why also handgun violence in the United States, you cannot trust that statistic because we're the only country that counts suicide by gun as a murder, as a death, as a handgun, as a gun violence.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
every other country does not. We do, which is, no offense, the easiest way to kill yourself.
Bro, but why do they do that, bro?
America, baby.
Stat
well, no,
sheets.
it's-
we
so-
care
so
about
you-
numbers.
I'm saying why? Just it's
To push an agenda, it's propaganda. That's absolute. That's no, that's
They don't
literally
wanna
what it
give-
is.
They don't want to
Yeah.
give actual numbers.
And God forbid anyone would look in to do the research
And that
and
guns
find
are-
how absurd it is, but most people aren't. They're just like,
Exactly.
oh, they'll just take what the media tells them, and it is what it is. So yeah.
what year?
2006. I don't know. I'm random.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. You're getting
No,
Right, 'cause at this
no,
point-
I'd probably say like 2017, the year Parkland happened.
Is
I already saw it. That's
Damn.
why I didn't
So-
say it.
2006.
You're right, bro.
2017, yeah. The thing is, if you look at one, I saw one that,
There was 116 incidents
yeah.
on 26.
I remember that though. I remember 2017 just being.
Well, because how many of
Every
those were
day.
actually
Every day it was like
Parkland though?
something-
Meth.
Every 2
But
days.
how many of those were
Meth.
Parkland? How many
Whoa,
people
wait.
died in Parkland?
Let's all viewers. What is Parkland?
Parkland was a school shooting, but that's a
Parkland High
legitimate
School-
school shooting.
Parkland High School was a school shooting just north of us. We're down in Miami, Florida. Was in Broward. In Broward.
Coral
Yes,
Springs.
north of Broward.
Coral Springs.
Coral Springs.
Yeah.
It was
So-
Parkland. It's in Parkland.
Which is in the greater Coral Springs anyway.
can you do me a favor?
Geography doesn't really
it's
matter.
in Parkland.
Can you pull up, unfortunately, how many kids passed away
Yeah.
during the Parkland shooting?
I forgot. I actually knew.
They-
that number. I forgot. I think it was. I mean, it was a decent amount.
Yeah.
And then you
But
know what?
that's why I guessed that number because there
You-
were so many just in that incident alone that would just make sense.
Can go ahead?
17 victims.
17 victims.
That
Okay.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Because it was higher than Columbine. That's
Yeah.
all I
Columbine was
remember. The
13.
fact
Columbine
there,
was
the
13
stat.
or 12.
Yeah.
It was 12 children, one teacher.
And
And
Sandy.
that teacher was his mother.
No, that's
No,
I'm
no,
confused.
no.
Sandy.
Jeez, that was a
I
plot
said-
twist. Another conspiracy hole.
Wrong school shooting there, bud. Can you pull up how many children passed away in Sandy Hook, please? Because after this, I kind of want to touch upon something else,
Yeah.
conspiracy wise or just theories and all that.
Yeah, it's
'Cause-
definitely going to
'cause-
get us
'cause-
off, kicked
Step
off
into
Twitch.
Sandy
but-
Because it's hard to be.
27.
Because it's hard to to say
27.
27.
Children killed in.
I knew it.
How many kids? 27 kids.
No, some teachers.
27
victims.
victims.
Yeah.
27 victims.
teachers
Can we
and
see how
kids.
many kids and then how many adults?
20 children.
20 children. Okay, that's horrible.
Jesus
That's
Christ,
more than
guys.
Parkland.
Yeah, it's.
Well, the thing is, if I'm being honest and just like not to sound like a dick, it's a lot easier to kill a 5-year-old than a 16-year-old. They run faster.
Yeah, it's true. Who aren't running around?
Yeah.
The 5-year-olds probably
Exactly.
had no idea what was
The
going
five-
on.
Yeah, the 5-year-old can hide underneath like
Gun
that ladder and
attacks.
think he's safe.
Yeah.
See, what it you know.
Scary shit, bro.
It
True
is.
though. I mean,
true, though, it's true.
5-year-olds are not intelligent people. It's literally like shooting fish in a barrel. So I guess, I mean, the dude was a piece of shit. But if you're gonna
Yeah.
do something, I guess do it right. I don't know. It's,
I think his goal was met. Unfortunately, he's still alive, and he didn't commit suicide, right?
no. They caught him. They bought him Burger King later.
Who?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Adam Lanza.
What is this shit?
That skinny guy.
You
yeah.
don't remember that?
They bought a Burger
How
King
old was he?
after? I didn't know
No,
that.
wait.
fact.
That was Dylan Roof.
Oh,
Oh,
Dylan
that-
Roof.
That
the
was
Batman one?
Huh?
That's the Batman
no,
one?
No,
Dylan?
That was Aurora shooter was James something. Dylan Roof was the
Okay.
church shooter in South Carolina.
South
Shot
Carolina.
a bunch of black people at a church.
Oh, I've seen it.
yes,
He went
yes,
inside
yes, yes,
acting
yes.
like he was gonna do Bible study.
Yeah,
And he just,
and then but it was specifically a black church. I mean,
See-
he
Yeah,
yeah.
But anyway, they bought him
So
a Burger King after.
that
so.
was that stretch.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the original point that I want to make, but that was that stretch between like 2015 and 2018, where Parkland happened, Aurora happened, which was the shooting in the movie theater during the Dark Knight
No, but
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises was like 2012.
2012.
Yeah, when did that movie come out? It was like 2012. I remember that movie slapped.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was with-
a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was already with Jen, so I saw it with her. Yeah, maybe 2013.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
2013, 2012, something like that.
So I guess so
Okay, so
2013, 2017, whatever. There was like a bunch of just random ass shootings with
Yeah.
mass casualties. It was the one. It was like I said, Aurora. We had Parkland. Sandy Hook was around that
If
time.
we
too.
name them off, yeah.
Yeah.
it
Aurora.
was the
Well, I mean,
Pride shooting in
What'd you
Orlando.
say?
Pulse?
Takahushi?
Pulse
What was
nightclub.
that?
That yeah, that was.
Utoya.
That one hurt,
Utoya
bro.
shooting?
That one hurt.
Which
That one
one?
was-
which one?
But
Oh,
that's
the
a different
Orlando
cause
one.
though.
The
That's a hate
synagogue
crime.
one.
What's
I
synagogue
don't.
one?
There was one that
Recently,
someone
yeah.
went into a synagogue.
I think that was a
New
long
Zealand.
time ago.
But that was.
Oh well, no, that was
Europe.
Christchurch, New Zealand.
was
Yeah,
New Zealand.
but yeah, that dude was
Oh, okay.
actually insane.
And then New Zealand
I
passed
saw- I saw the
I think they
video,
passed
bro.
stricter gun laws after that.
yeah,
After that was
yeah,
which occurred.
which is fine. I mean, if they
That
want to do
video
that,
was
that's up to them.
horrible.
Yeah, they. I mean, he live streamed it all on YouTube.
Yep.
I watched it live.
Yeah,
That's fucking
I
insane.
remember that. Those videos.
I just remember that it was a weirder stretch of shootings, even outside the U.S. Like you said, the shooting in New Zealand, even the one during the concert in France.
Oh, the Bataclan, yeah.
yeah, man.
yeah,
a-
that's
a few people.
Which I mean, France,
God,
they
yeah.
have
Forgot
super
about that
strict gun laws also. But the thing is, most of these were done. Almost all of them were done with illegal guns. So what do you really do? Make guns illegal? That's fine. They can still get them illegal.
So then-
plus also,
You're
no
just
one's
gonna
worried about
increase-
the legalities of shooting someone because that's already illegal as well.
I know.
So like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't shoot people. This gun is not legal. No,
Pull the trigger, man.
Illegal
Exactly.
for a reason.
Is it self-defense if you own a gun at your house and somebody breaks in and you shoot them in the
Absolutely.
leg? Self-defense, right?
Scenarios.
If you're in your
depending on
house in the
state.
state of
Yeah.
Florida, absolutely.
Yeah.
State of
Okay,
Florida.
but that's when
Yes.
another thing I'm against. So it comes to a point that if you're in
What, if
somebody's
they break into
property,
your
no,
house?
if you're in somebody's property and they don't want you there,
Yeah.
even if it's the yard, and they're telling you like you're in a fight, leave out of my property.
Mm-hmm,
If you're still standing there, he can take out a gun, kill you, and
That's
that's
not-
manslaughter.
No, that's not how that law works. If you feel threatened, if they have show any sign of
Okay.
aggression towards you,
But if I'm saying if you're having a fight,
but if you're having a fight and you feel your life is in danger,
you grab the stick.
no, you can pull out a gun and shoot them because you're on your property. They're endangering your life. Of course, that's a stand your ground law.
But
now,
then-
if they're just on your property, you can't just blast them in the face because you don't like how they
No,
look.
that's
There's
what I'm
no
telling
threat
you. You
there.
have a
that's-
fight.
yes.
You have a fight.
Yeah, of
It
course.
doesn't matter how big of a fight is. Kinda does. Let's be honest. It will.
But how do we know? How do we know? Let's say Nicholas is arguing with Israel, and let's say at Nicholas's front
Yeah.
yard, Israel refuses to leave, and Nicholas, sorry, I'm gonna kill you off.
I'm the
here,
one
brother.
that dies in this fucking
Yeah,
scenario.
man. And then Nicholas pulls out his handgun, shoots him twice in the chest, and Israel passes away. How do we know that it was self-defense, or like you said, how
You
do we know?
don't, but I mean, ballistics. If it was to the front, like if they shoot him to the back, they'll see he was turned around. Then he's gonna go
that's
down
fine.
for murder.
Two shots to the chest.
yeah.
Yeah. How do we know at that point that it was self-defense, or do we know that if Israel was being aggressive, or at the end of the day, Nicholas was
If
being
there's no
Depends.
video evidence
Or
or eyewitnesses,
It's
video
it's literally
witnesses.
yeah, it's
50-50.
literally
What else?
your word against
Against.
a dead guy.
And a trial.
who's gonna win?
It goes down to trial, dude.
So the detectives will do investigations and everything like that, but it's literally your word against nothing. So
So it was
Yeah.
like the George Zimmerman case.
that's what I was about to bring
with
up.
Trayvon
Yeah,
Martin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean-
justice was served in that case. You can be as angry as you want.
We
Yeah.
have to bring it up because that was one of the more popular. Unfortunately, it was because it was mainstream,
Very controversial
everywhere,
case, yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
It was pumped into our face 24/7. George Zimmerman, for our viewers that are outside the U.S., was a gentleman who was, again, correct me if I'm wrong, who was working security around the neighborhood, and he saw a young man by the name of Trayvon Martin, who was wearing a hoodie and eating Skittles.
Bought Skittles, he wasn't eating them.
He bought Skittles. He wasn't eating them, and through a little moment of time, George Zimmerman shot him. Did he warn him?
No. Supposedly there was an altercation. He
There was
didn't
an
just go up
altercation.
and shoot him. And I mean, that's why he got off.
So George Zimmerman pretty much asked him, "Excuse
Yeah,
me,
like what are you
young man,
doing? And then he
what are
got
you doing?"
aggressive, and supposedly
to,
it was
like, ID
the thing is you
himself.
don't really know. There was no eyewitnesses, there was no video. It's just George Zimmerman's testimony.
testimony
That's really the
against-
only thing that's why he got off
Against it.
Yeah, so there was, and he did have, I believe,
A legal handgun.
No, not just that. He did have a mark on him showing that like
was
Trayvon
security?
Martin did try to attack him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why it was self-defense in state of Florida. You
I
have to
think the
stand
Skittles
around.
were dropped on the floor.
No, he was just buying Skittles on the
No,
store.
but the
Oh yeah,
Skittles
yeah.
After the altercation, that
Yeah.
shit was open
Yeah, I mean,
all around
I'm
the-
not exactly sure what happened to the bag of Skittles. I don't want to speculate.
I think that
But-
was the Skittles was so
Speculate on
important.
the bag of
because That
Skittles.
was the only
No, that's
proof.
just one thing that the
I mean, I
media-
don't think
they
it's
try
that
to make
big.
it like, oh, this poor kid was buying Skittles and then he died. Like it's never that cut and dry. So
true.
I don't know, but either way, it was a good kill and that justice was served. As much as you don't like it, it is what it is. And they stacked the jury with all women, all mothers to try and get justice for him. And even still, the facts were the facts. That's why he got off.
So it was essentially it was ruled self-defense that he was protecting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't you think they wanted to pull the black card because it was something? Like
Well,
They
he
did. They
No,
100%.
that's what the
they
whole
tried to,
case
but
and
Zimmerman was not
come,
white. He
man.
was Hispanic. So it's not like, oh, it was a white on black
right.
thing. So race never really played an issue. They tried to make it a race thing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really apply here.
What's your take on the George? If you remember on the George Zimmerman case against Trayvon Martin, do you think that it was?
I just remember it was like a big race thing. I remember that. Yeah. Like, especially all over the news, it was blasted everywhere. But the case was, it lasted a while though. It lasted
a long time.
Right? Time?
Yeah.
And once they came out with the verdict, of course, everyone was pissed, man. Everyone was.
Well, I mean, that goes back to like the Rodney King rights and shit
Yeah.
like that. But that's.
So, but like they
So what-
understood,
but wait, what's
they
your-
understood the
what-
decision because they didn't like revolt as much as like the Rodney King shit.
So yeah, it came
Yeah.
down to it was self-defense, right?
Yeah.
But how old was
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin, I think he was like 14.
15.
Yeah.
So shouldn't you
He's
know
young
when you're
kid.
fucking dealing with a fucking 14-year-old guy?
You ever seen an aggressive 14-year-old? I mean, he was attacking him, and he was not a tiny little kid.
I'd
Let's-
have to bring up
Yeah.
the facts to like see it again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so
It's so long ago.
again, not that I'm warranting anything, but Nicholas, let's say you're in your front yard and a 14-year-old, a young kid walks up to you aggressively.
6'2",
Yeah.
6'2".
Yeah, he was not a small child.
200 pounds.
Yeah, his age, I believe, is irrelevant.
No, but for
And-
real, size is like
Yeah.
really relevant in this
Yeah.
one.
Especially me,
His
since
age is irrelevant.
I'm
his
5'6".
size- Yeah.
Yeah.
And nosotros somos de Ecuador, so we're little Indian. So,
Yeah.
Literally.
so a 6'2" is monstrous, compared to us little 5'6" folks.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't feel threatened. Let's say just a young kid walks up to
Oh
you
my
and you
God.
ask him, "Hey, what are you doing in my yard?" And he becomes
It
aggressive
wasn't in
towards
his
you.
yard. It was in a yard. He was
Without
yeah.
without knowing his age, because I believe, and I could be wrong, I think George Zimmerman didn't ask him, "Hey, how old are you? What are you doing here?"
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't feel, that you want to act towards that kid.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
All right.
Please repeat the question.
Let's say you're in your front yard, right?
Yeah.
And you see a young man, I guess, walking around
Yeah,
suspicious.
Trayvon Martin.
He's looking through your
suspicious.
windows.
He
All
look-
right.
No,
Would
but
I ask him? No, I would not ask
That's
him.
the next
but
level.
No,
Yeah, but
don't-
he wasn't. He was. I think
Yeah,
he was just
not.
walking.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was-
we're doing
he
that
was-
scenario.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was just walking.
Yeah.
He had his hoodie on. I guess he looked suspicious. And you ask him, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he walks up to you in an aggressive manner without knowing his age.
You think that's how it came down to, though? You
I don't
What the
think-
testimony
I don't know
says
what the
though, you
trend-
can't.
there's no
you can't
witness.
speculate if there's nothing against it.
I don't think George Zimmerman asked him how
That's-
old he was.
Well, he might. Okay. Let's be real. How do you get to a point where? I don't think the kid was pissed either out of the blue. I
Again-
don't think if he just turns around and just goes berserk.
Well, something happened
think he
that he
provoked
attacked
him?
George Zimmerman.
Right. But George Zimmerman must have had a different type
Again,
of approach.
just answer the question. If somebody approached you aggressively
Yeah.
without knowing his age, and
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
you wouldn't know what you would do.
Yeah.
If you had a handgun on you without ever firing a handgun.
I would threat. I would.
You'd feel
I wouldn't
threatened?
pull the trigger. I would threat him.
All right. So you tell
I
him,
think
hey,
somebody would scare if a 7-foot guy, if I pull out a gun and threaten me, I think he would stop. Depending. Yeah. The thing is, that's where I want to go. That it wasn't the case.
We
It
don't
wasn't
know,
the
and we
case.
can only go off his testimony, which is literally you can't make up stories in your mind. You can only go what's being told to you. That's how the law works.
that's the law.
Again,
that's
people
the
don't
court.
like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound plausible.
Dodge,
but
how'd you
it's-
feel about the
it's-
George
yeah.
Zimmerman case when he was
Look, I don't think
the
anyone's
verdict was not
pro
guilty?
killing children.
No, no, I
mean,
know.
we've established
And
that.
again,
but
what we're doing
Yeah,
here
yeah,
is that
God,
we're not
please.
trying to protect any of the of these men or women who have killed by handgun children, kids. We're just trying to touch something on guns and how of the free usage of it, and if it's okay to be using it in certain situations. How did you feel about the verdict when it came to the George Zimmerman case?
I mean, obviously I was pissed.
What?
Basically because of what he just said. We only had to go off of what he said. There was nothing else. But one of the things that like people did notice is that it was just like he didn't know how to he didn't know how to use a gun. He didn't I think it was that he
Guns are fairly simple to use. It's one button.
yes. But he wasn't trained as a security guard to have a gun.
Do you think-
I believe the class license he had for security didn't allow him to have a gun, but he had one anyway.
You know what?
And in the moment that I'd rather have one and then not need it than need one in this case and not have it. Even if it says you can't have it, you're still going to be grateful you did if something goes down or something.
So you
did.
you mentioned a security guard, and I worked in a middle school for a little bit as a security guard. Thank God nothing ever happened. But do you think at least in the U.S., and let's think about our local Broward or Miami-Dade, do you think security guards who work around children, middle school, elementary school, or high school, should have a gun on them?
Absolutely.
You think so?
for several reasons.
Go.
Number
this
one,
point, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, not even at this point. I've just always. Do you not want your child to be protected at school?
High school, yes.
Any school?
Why not
Middle school.
Why not?
Middle school, yeah.
At
Here,
this
middle
point, you
school,
can't
yeah.
say any
Yeah.
school.
There's some wild
Someone
motherfuckers
went
out
into an
here.
elementary school.
Yeah, but that's
Elementary is going
outlier
gray
evidence
area.
and, like,
Someone went into an elementary
The
school, dude.
again,
Yeah.
the majority, and I'm sure there's some crazy ass fucking stat out there that majority of killings have always been in either middle school or high school.
Of course.
Sandy Hook was the crazy exception where
That was the outlier right there.
that was
exactly.
you know
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So you cannot instill whole nationwide
so-
policy
For
because
one.
of one.
so that's
incident.
fine. So do you agree that security guards in school should have a gun on
Yeah,
them? Or
high school, middle school for sure.
Yeah.
think so?
I mean, why would you not want one? If they're
Let's-
trained security guards, especially,
Now-
you can give jobs to any multiple ex-military people who get out of the military.
Let's think
have
about-
no jobs.
okay.
They're already trained in firearms.
Yeah.
You and I-
They're not going to
They
be
gotta get
cowards.
mentally checked
Yeah.
though.
Wait,
They gotta
who-
get
who-
mentally
alright.
checked.
But who is the security guy?
Yeah.
Security.
Who is this guy? I mean, I know.
Okay,
I
that's
know.
what I'm getting at, yeah.
Who is
Yeah.
this guy that supposedly is the only guy that should be allowed to have a carry a gun around my children?
So that
Who is this
Licensed,
guy?
carried,
That's what-
licensed, and trained armed people. Normally
what I-
former
Yeah.
cops,
That's-
former military. There's plenty of them.
which was be my next point. I can tell you
One more. Wait. let
off
me-
the bat. Hold on,
Yeah,
but I can tell you off the bat. Security guards in middle schools, high schools, or in elementary schools, they don't make jack shit. They make worse than minimum wage.
They got another job.
Our yearly salary at that point as a full-time employee was about 14 to 18 G's a year. And you're
Garbage.
working, it's garbage. If nobody
No,
comes,
I believe that is minimum wage.
that's like the fucking
Yeah.
line of minimum wage.
It's literally minimum wage.
So let's say you give somebody who is 50 years old, who has been working for 25 years in the school system, and every year you get a little bump increase in pay. So you know what? You're making $17,000 a year. Who's been frustrated most of their lives. You're gonna give them a handgun to protect your kids.
Oh god.
And then you got
put it
this
like
one
that.
motherfucking kid.
Yeah, but the
Ooh.
scenario you're proposing is not realistic. If you're going to start arming people, you're not going to pay them minimum wage.
So you
It would
have-
have
so
to be
you have to bump
reformed.
the pay.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not just like, hey,
complete
arm
reform.
every
Yeah.
security guard.
Yeah, you're gonna
No,
have to
it's going to
spend
be a
money to
higher
train
paid
them and
position.
shit.
One
veterans.
Well-trained.
one security
Yeah.
guard or every security guard in the school, because
Ooh.
per the amount of
I think
kids
it's
per
gotta be a
school,
team.
per the amount of kids per school, you need
Yeah.
a certain amount of security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so me and Mauricio were having a talk, and we were looking at the differences between the amount of people that are allowed in a school here and in my country.
Yeah.
In Ecuador, it's 80 people per class. Here
Yeah.
we were talking about how many?
How much was our graduating
Over,
class?
our graduating was over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Ferguson when we got, was
One grade.
5,000
One
kids.
graduation.
One
Wow.
grade,
Yeah.
a 4-hour graduation.
I think there should
Fuck
be
that.
more
That's
people.
disgusting.
I
Fuck
think there should
that.
be more
No,
people.
well, I mean but then that goes to population because that's our high school. But you go further up north, like rural
Yeah.
America,
There's less people.
yeah, there's
So Raul.
How many people did you have?
How many? Yeah. How was in your
I
graduating class?
graduated,
you are Venezuelan.
20. I graduated 2015. I think it was like 500, 600.
Same here. Mine's like 400.
You too?
Yeah. My school was tiny.
We were one of like I think the second largest class or some shit.
Would you
That's
Yeah.
would you trust any of your old security guards in your high school?
absolutely fucking not.
Fuck no. How many stories have you
Absolutely
heard?
fuck-
The thing is that
Fucking
they're
not.
not they're not security to guard the students. They're security to like
guard
make
the
sure you're in
school.
class.
Monitor the
yeah, they're hall
hallways.
monitors. They're not really securities. So
Fuck,
like
that's a good
especially
point.
no security is a class license you have to be a security.
Yeah.
They're not licensed securities. They're just hall monitors.
Yeah.
which
So you can't give one of those guys a handgun.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Fuck.
No,
he goes
but
around his
you
golf
would, you
cart.
would have to make it a proper position, get trained.
Higher pay.
Yeah, higher
for
pay,
Sure.
and
yeah.
which I don't know anyone who would literally be against that. Like it's
I agree.
keeping your children safer.
Makes
Like,
sense,
why would
yeah.
you not want that?
It's a legit job.
Yeah.
You get-
And you know what? You
They're
might
8
have
hours.
one security guard out of every single one that goes rogue and maybe shoots a student. Maybe.
I'm okay with those odds. How many schools are in the
thank you.
U.S.?
See, I'm okay with those odds.
How many school in the U.S.?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
have no
look,
clue.
if you
Yeah.
Fucking love
if
it.
what?
One,
Yeah.
1%.
Our college security guard. Do
Oh,
college
they
security
have
guards
guns, right?
Well, no, they have cops. College security.
Oh, they have
guards
straight
actually
up cops.
No.
Actual cops.
I
Dade?
But
go to Dade.
I've seen security guards that date with
Dade is not real
without a gun.
Dude, they
Yeah, I was
got
like, I go to
security.
Dade, so
Dade is our local community college to all the listeners.
Hey,
Shout out
It's not an
Dade.
actual
Shout out
university.
Broward
Yeah.
College.
Listen, don't discount Miami-Dade. A lot of great people have
Miami-Dade?
graduated from Miami-Dade, gone to FIU or bigger
true.
schools.
The Steffens, right?
Fucking great people. I think people who I think if I'm not mistaken, is one of the best community college before when
Marilyn
it was
Manson went to Broward College.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He went there back in like 08, I don't know. 06, I don't know. Some year, but he went there.
It
for
would have
sure.
been early 90s, man.
God damn it, Raul! You're killing
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, can I get another one too?
Side
Thanks.
fact about Miami-Dade College, Kendall campus, it's the
Yeah.
most culturally diverse campus in the United States.
That's very cool.
I've never stepped
In the
foot in there.
United States.
You never stepped foot in there?
Nah.
In-
Is it old?
Oh, but you're Broward.
it's a
Yeah.
That's why,
fucking
bro.
maze, bro.
Yeah.
It's a maze.
it's
Explain a little
I hate
bit.
it.
Give me a
prison.
little-
It's gotten nicer, but that's why almost.
I'm so glad I don't have to go on the campus. You have no idea. I'm starting
Yeah, that's
classes
true.
in
Online.
September 1st. And dude, I was so scared. Thank you. I was so scared because I was like, I've been there like twice. And that's just like this big, and I'm
not
used
that
to
crazy.
fucking
Yeah, but if
West
you're going
Campus,
to college,
which is
the
like
myth.
this
Kendall
big.
campus,
Yeah,
baby.
if
Kendall
you're going
campus.
to college, the least thing you can do is figure out buildings. Like, if that's too hard for you, maybe you shouldn't
For
be going
that
to college.
tuition?
Just saying. But yeah, as back to Miami-Dade Kendall campus, that's why they always have the greatest speakers. In 2007, they had George Bush. In 2012, they had Obama. Yeah, they always have these incredible speakers because it's the most culturally diverse college in the United States.
It's cool.
It's a fun fact.
Go Sharks.
Go Sharks.
Again, a lot of good people have
Big
graduated.
Sharks.
A lot of it's an easy stepping stone.
Yeah.
My ass hasn't graduated from there because I'm fucking lazy as shit.
Our asses.
Our asses.
Thank you.
But a lot of good people smart ass people have graduated there as a stepping stone to FIU,
I am going
FIU Medical, FIU, all these fucking great schools throughout the
And
U.S.
back to
and
the
Florida.
original point, none of the security there have
guns.
Have guns.
I don't think they have guns.
Oh, yes.
Well, because how many shootings have we had in Miami-Dade? None.
I
So
think
what that I know of, none.
no shootings, but,
Yeah.
but we did have that one kid back in 2000 when I was in middle school at least.
Cheers.
That
Happy Friday, guys.
that slit
Happy Friday to our listeners.
that slit that kid's throat in what was that fucking school, man?
Shit. What
Oh
happened?
yeah, last name. Yeah, Hernandez.
It was something with an H.
Yeah,
Sherwood.
How'd you go on a rampage?
No,
No,
he slit this kid's throat in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little argument?
He was a big no, it wasn't a bully. It was some big fucking bully ass looking dude. Picked on the smallest kid and he fucking took him to the bathroom and slit his throat.
Perish?
The thing is that, like, honestly, that's just one of those things. There's no way to stop it. I mean, how do you stop bullying? Kids are gonna be kids. People
They've
are
been
gonna
doing
be
it
people.
forever.
Kids.
Yeah. And
Again.
you know what? You reap what you sow. You bully people. Yeah, there's a big chance you might get killed.
The majority again.
That's the risk you're taking,
And look,
man.
no guns were
It's
used.
true.
He slit his throat, so it's not even
Do
a
you
gun
ban
argument.
knives?
Exactly. You
kind of gun
you can go.
That
You,
was personal. Like that was like.
well, absolutely.
I don't think it was
Fuck yeah,
personal.
it's personal with a
I
knife.
think that dude was on the deep fucking end, man.
The thing.
I don't
Fuck,
think
I forget
he
his
meant,
name.
I don't think he meant. I don't think I meant personal. Like he took it out on that specific person. I think I meant personal. Like it was like personal to him. That like he needed to like kill someone.
Maybe, who knows? It's just,
People are weird.
well, it's like the whole Norway thing we were discussing before we started podcast. There's so
Yeah.
many people in the United States that you're gonna have a small amount of crazies. We just have so many people. We have a larger number of crazies. So it's
I don't think it's a thing of
Population.
population.
absolutely. I mean, that's just the way statistics work.
Every 100 people, how many are crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
At least two.
it's I would
Three?
if I would have to say something, I should blame it
Five.
more on
No, it's way
mental illness,
Yeah. Which?
Yeah.
I mean,
drugs, some sort of drugs. I'm pro drugs, few drugs.
higher. The pillies, for sure.
Yeah, prescribed drugs.
it's actually I
we
think
can
more of a
blame on-
cultural thing.
Wait, but
It's not even a race thing. It's a straight up a culture.
what were you
No,
saying
right,
about
of
Switzerland?
course, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
It's because it's where it's more of a personal thing, mental illness, because it has to do everything with who you surround yourself with.
I mean, it's not really
no,
up to you.
because that mental
Yeah.
illness is also a chemical imbalance. Like there's not you
True.
cannot.
That's what I'm saying. It's not up to you at
A
all.
lot of them either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
Come out of the womb like that, dude.
most of them. You know?
Fuck.
I wouldn't say most of mental
don't know. I don't
illness.
wanna
I would say
speculate. I don't
I
know
wouldn't say most
statistics.
of mental illness, but I would say, or either if you either blame it too much on mental illness, or
Because mental illness is such a broad category. It could be anything. So like, it was an
They wanna
asshole.
use it as a
Well, it's
get-
mental illness. He was bullied
Yeah, and sometimes you're not even diagnosed until you're way older.
or dead.
For real?
No, well, no.
No,
Well, I'm
so
talking
you're-
about like Columbine. They were mentally
you're way
ill, and
older.
it's just like, well, now that we read his diary, like now we know he was.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that fucking death book he
Yeah.
wrote.
And the mother
That
didn't
shit
find
was
it till like months
crazy.
later, where she didn't know about it. But he had been writing in there for years, and yeah, he had been
you
they've
read
been
it back,
planning
yeah.
that for years. That's why I don't think it was like a government psyop. I think it was just like they just kind of finally pulled the trigger, and it was literally 3 weeks to the day since The Matrix had come out. Maybe they'd just seen it the weekend before.
Just like the Joker.
Oh yeah.
The Joker
fucking-
shooter.
The Batman.
Oh,
Dark Knight
Oh,
that,
true,
was,
true,
that
true.
was that wasn't the
The-
Joker. That was Dark Knight Rises. That was the third
Dark
one.
Knight Rises.
Yeah, that was the.
Who's the
Bane.
villain in that
Bane.
one? Bane.
Bane.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
The shooter was delayed.
Yeah.
But the villain was the Joker. It was
No,
Heather Heath Ledger.
No, that was the first one.
Was
He-
Bane, so it was on Bane?
yeah,
Yeah.
It was the
Oh,
Bane
wow.
movie. Yeah.
I had no idea.
2012.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I thought it
2012.
was the Joker.
Yeah, Joker was 2009. That was a great movie. Rest in peace, Heath
Yeah,
Ledger.
that was a great movie. All right, quick question.
Yeah.
Which is your best Batman movie?
Oh, I got into this one. It's Rises. I think. I mean,
Dark Knight
I just hate.
Yeah.
Everyone gives it to Joker because Heath Ledger. He had a great performance. I think the ending's terrible. The ending's so anticlimactic. What happens to Joker? I get it. He died. You're never gonna find out. Blah blah blah. If he had been put in Arkham, everybody in Arkham got released in the third one, so he wasn't there. So where's Joker?
Can't replace Heath Ledger, bro.
I don't know.
Not
man.
that Joker.
No, not that Joker.
That was
Not that
real-
Joker.
Never
was
that one.
Crazy, bro.
Well, going to guns, Batman. He even tells Catwoman in third one, no guns, no killing. When she pulls a gun to fight everybody, so maybe you can't even blame Batman because he doesn't use guns. Most superhero movies don't use guns.
He doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the second
No,
one.
he kills
Right.
people.
What?
Batman?
He doesn't, bro. Well,
Yeah.
on
He
comics, on comics he does.
Yeah, in the
On
comics he
In the
does.
comics,
Yeah.
doesn't. But the whole point of
The movies,
the
of
movies,
course, is
at least in the Nolan trilogy, was
Yeah.
he,
No
and that
killing.
was the whole Joker thing. That he doesn't kill people.
Well,
He doesn't. That was the whole thing.
Well, in the dark,
He just has
yeah,
tools.
In the
And he
the
helps
actual, in
people.
the first, I've seen it because I'm a Batman fan. So
Okay, nice.
I've seen a bunch of fucking comics.
Yeah.
I'm a big comic fan,
Yeah.
and he kills a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, he fucks him up.
Twisted. He's twisted. That's why people are scared of him.
Well, that's why.
Criminals,
He's
not
a little
normal
mentally
people.
ill.
Yeah, he kills criminals like back and forth, like.
And we're
it's
back to
top-
it. Batman's mentally ill. He's
Is Batman mentally ill for putting on a mask and trying to solve crime?
well, what is mental illness? Is mental illness always a bad thing? He could be mentally ill and be like great.
I know,
great,
because-
but he's a
because-
rich
because-
mentally
because-
ill dude.
Because there's movies and
Was it
stories
Rain Man?
how
He was mentally ill, but he was a genius.
Who's
Yeah.
Batman?
what's the one with Russell Crowe that he's a mathematician? A Beautiful Mind. A Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind. That's the one.
That's
yeah.
a good one,
Exactly.
yeah.
Is that mental illness? Technically, yes.
Yeah.
But he was
Yes,
a
but
genius,
he's-
so yeah.
Yep.
How do we get into this? I was using the rest.
Mental illness is not always a bad thing. Was Batman
Yeah.
mentally ill? Batman
I
does
popped
not
it up.
use guns.
Is he mentally ill, everyone?
Who?
Batman. I heard Raul said.
I would say, look, you feel like you're the cause of your parents getting murdered. I mean,
it fucks you up
yeah,
in the long run,
You're gonna have
for
some
sure.
sort of mental illness, so
He just
I'm gonna
used it
go
to
with
the
yes.
positive side.
Yeah,
The
I don't know
positive-
any
that's what we
8-year-old that
think.
can watch their parents get murdered in cold blood and be normal after that. Plus, he was rich, so like that has a lot
So
to do with
rich,
it. either.
dead parents killed in front of him.
Yeah. And he likes bats.
And
He likes Batman.
Actually, it's the
Don't
other
leave
way
that
around.
part
he
out.
Doesn't like
He
bats.
doesn't like bad talk.
He after he
Oh,
he
he faces his fear.
Yeah, he
embraces
embraces his fear. That's
Okay,
why. Yeah,
that's
he
why.
says that.
He hated
I didn't
them.
care for Batman Begins.
Oh, that's his story. That's Batman's story.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't care for it. I didn't like Scarecrow
You don't like
as a
origin
villain.
stories?
No, I didn't
Scarecrow,
care
yeah.
for Scarecrow as a villain.
Scarecrow was alright.
Yeah, just because.
Yeah, it was kinda shitty.
Joker and Bane were such great villains when you compare them.
Yeah.
That was the first one?
Yeah, Batman
The
Begins.
Crow one? Okay.
second and third.
That was pretty good,
Did we talk about what's the better one?
Yeah, he asked me. I think
Yeah.
it's the third one.
Which
You
one do
know-
you think?
Yeah.
I watched all of them when we were quarantined from work, so I was home.
Thanks for
so
the invite.
You're welcome. So I would work. I would work from home. So my wife will be in the living room or in the room, and I'll be trying to work. And I was bored out of my fucking mind, so I had to watch movies, and I started watching all these trilogies. I watched Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
I was sold, and I was super sold on the Joker
Mm-hmm.
because it's a great fucking movie.
I mean, literally got an Oscar for it.
Classic.
But after watching Bane and The Dark Knight Rises,
Dark
he's just
Knight
a
Rises.
fucking he's a fucking
10
cooler.
out of
Well, let's ask our viewers. What does our viewers think?
Nobody
Which one do
knew
you
who
think
I
is the
was.
best one of the
Read
three?
the
Please
Hey,
comment
Dark
below.
Knight,
Read
Listen.
They've been texting. So
Yeah?
I have something
Okay,
that said,
can you read them
a
back?
while ago. I just didn't want to interrupt you. You were
Okay.
so into it. It said Raul, Tom Brady, fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady. We'll get into that later. You want to talk about if I had a handgun?
What's that username?
Yeah.
Look.
What's the username for the
Yeah.
fuck Tom Brady?
Guys, my friend, no, go down.
That's probably
There.
either Melvin or Mary.
That's
He
not what I
goes,
marry.
Batman could have went to therapy to deal with his parents' death.
Fuck yeah, that's a great
the problem
point.
with Gotham, the problem with
That's a
Gotham
very good
is
point,
that the
yeah.
therapist was probably a villain at the end of the day. So he was trying to just fuck with Batman. At
Yeah,
the
the
end
whole
of the
city
day.
was
Well, that's
fucked.
well. I mean, no. Wouldn't the therapist have been Scarecrow himself?
Or the
shit,
butler.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because he was a
Yeah, he was.
My mom.
Yeah.
Oh, her mom texted.
Oh, your
me.
mom?
your mom.
Yeah.
What'd she say? We'll talk when we
Hi,
get
Mom.
home.
Hi, Mom.
I love Venezuela. You have good food.
She says her. She's like, she says her mood swings are terrible.
Oh, that's
when
actually
she's
uh,
mad at
it's
her.
That's funny.
it's
Word,
David.
word.
We're reading
time.
it later.
David?
David
Okay.
Gavig.
Oh.
David is one of my oldest friends.
Yeah.
Dave Eugene.
Nobody.
Dave
Yeah.
Eugene.
Oh, fuck Liverpool.
Yeah, fuck. No,
Yeah.
he's an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal.
Fuck the
But
Gunners.
Liverpool also.
Fuck Liverpool too.
Yeah, fuck
As you can
Arsenal.
see, I have my Chelsea
Yeah.
banner on top, which has nothing to do with guns and Columbine.
Well, we can because you guns are banned
Chelsea
in UK.
Gunners.
Yeah.
So Gunners,
Yeah.
poor choice and a nickname there, David.
Isn't their logo a cannon?
It's literally a cannon.
It's literally a cannon. Or
Shooting a
cannon's
little-
illegal.
Or cannon's illegal.
You know
Holy
what?
shit.
Would you do a school shooting with a cannon?
You couldn't, bro.
Dude, you wheelbarrow one
let
in?
Let me light a match.
I don't know, man.
there.
5-year-olds move
Stay
slow.
there.
All right, listen. Okay, let's stay on.
We're all going to hell, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Let's stay on
Enough
topic for a little more.
Yeah, let's go back to the guns.
Let's talk about the school shootings and let's talk about because this has been heavily criticized, especially in Parkland since Parkland's the more recent one that's been on mainstream media and on Instagram and in Twitter world and Facebook and MySpace, like Raul was on.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the how cops and how the 911 calls, how they handled that situation on all the school shootings. Because if you read all the reports, it was a lack of acting, and they took their time apparently. Again, this is all. It's all
We got to go case by case, though.
Columbine.
Columbine, did you guys read up on like if the cops showed up in time or anything?
Well, they
how long
showed up
did they take?
immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
see how long they took, but of course they showed up. They
They
were
were
already
there.
dead by the time they showed up.
Everybody.
Well, no, the
guys.
Klebold and Harris.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
so
They
And-
took
The shooting was done by the time
So-
they came.
exactly.
Before I start,
Oh fuck!
I'm
Got here way late.
I love cops. It's a little mixture.
Back
Fuck
to
the
blue.
police, but I respect my boys in blue. There's some dirty ass cops out there, but I know some cops as well. Personally, that are fucking dope as fuck and do what they have to do. During the line of duty. So there's not a knock against cops. I just want to bring up how
You can't
cops
generalize that. bro.
how they've been criticized on both acting on Columbine, Sandy Hook, and on Parkland. Because I know Parkland. I know for a
That
fact.
dude was a coward and deserves to be.
Yes, I was about to bring
Oh,
that
with
up.
murder.
Which one? The Parkland one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He went through
Yeah.
trial and everything.
Israel, actually, that was his name. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, that was the sheriff.
Yeah.
Sheriff Israel in
Oh.
Broward County.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He got in deep ass trouble for
Yeah.
improper training and stuff.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
So one more
But
time.
that was very
can you
criticized,
please be
yeah.
a little bit more detailed on what is Parkland?
Parkland was
A shooting. A
the
mass
shooting.
we're
Nicholas
talking
Cruz
about.
went and he got, I believe it was an AR, and
was
shot.
20
yeah,
years old. It
yeah,
was-
yeah, and he shot a bunch of children. They had on-site cops, and he was a coward and left instead of actually going to pursue the shooter. So, yeah.
Yeah, he got in trouble. He got fired. He's in jail.
Yeah, he got in big trouble. I think the whole city of Broward got into a big ruckus about that one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. There wouldn't be as many dead children if he had done literally his
What he
job.
had to do.
Yeah.
I read a report and it has nothing to do with and I should have sent it, but I read it a few weeks ago. Apparently, cops and I guess that line of government is hiring less competent and stupider cops for some odd reason.
They're lowering the bar. To,
They're lowering
yeah.
the bar. I guess cops
That I
with
disagree
lower IQ are boys in blue nowadays.
Yeah, the training hours I've heard, there's a fact out there that it's lower than training for a barber, like the
yeah,
the
to be a
hours.
beautician. Yeah.
Beautician, yeah.
Like apparently my
And
barber had
that's a-
had to go through like several fucking.
It's a few thousand hours, but then again, you mess up this hair.
What was the last
when's
time
the That's the same thing. When's the last time you got a haircut?
Haircut, no, but I go to get my beard done every now and then.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
yeah.
A nice
And you
beard.
mess up my beard, I will shoot you.
Raul won't be here next week because he's
We will pull up Raul in an article.
no article,
Yeah.
which will prove our point that guns are bad apparently.
It's fine. I do
okay,
it
so-
myself, so if I fuck it up, it's a suicide.
Dude, so the guy and who was the latest security guard that we were talking about?
The dude in Parkland, I forget his name.
But he wasn't security. He was a cop, right?
He wasn't a security. He was a cop.
He had guns, right?
Yes, he did.
Didn't we
and
bring up that point?
He didn't have guns, and he was a coward.
He didn't act
So
on
he's
it,
a
man.
little bitch.
Yeah,
Bad
exactly.
training. That was the missing
It's not
link.
training. You can't train to. Yeah, that's a fight or flight reflex. You can't train for that.
One
Got to do something
cop-
about it.
Yeah, one cop who could have saved children didn't. A bunch of children dead because of it.
So there should have been more cops, maybe.
No, they it would have probably only taken one cop to do his job. You
Again,
just need the right cop to do
yeah,
the
man.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the solution there?
It's not more cops, it's
Yeah.
better cops.
It's
you.
better,
Yeah.
competent
Not
cops.
pussy ass cops like.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
ran
like a
away.
personality trait. You can't even teach that. You can't teach like, oh,
Yeah.
when it happens, go in. Like if you're a scared little bitch, you're a scared little bitch. It's
That's
Yeah.
you can't really.
growing
Yeah.
a pair of
Yeah.
balls.
I mean,
Yeah, they got to get some ex SEALs or some shit to go in there, fuck up with shooter.
But then half those ex-CEOs are like fucking so far gone, and
Yeah, they're
they're
actually
those
pretty
hotheads
fucked
that
up.
There's no
shoot
balance,
at a fucking
right?
leaf that's blowing by them, and she's like, ah, you know, they have
There's no
the
balance.
PTSD and shit.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, it's not just arming security. Make it a rigorous course to arm security, make it a position
Specific for schools.
exactly specific for
'Cause there are
schools.
police for like Miami-Dade
Yeah,
public school.
we had that black
do
cop.
see the
I think it was
cars.
at Doolin. He was always
Community.
up front. There. What year did you go? You went all 3 years, right?
I went all 3 years.
Yeah, there was that
3
black
years.
cop that.
I don't remember. Remember, I wasn't getting in trouble. Like you might have been. I was playing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit back in 2003 and shit.
Damn.
I was
here we
throwing
go.
out blue
Smash
eyes.
Brothers.
Yeah, bro. I was throwing out Blue Eyes White Dragon when you were dealing with the black cop in front of our school.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember there
Who was
being a
the
cop.
who was the cop in the front?
He was African American
Okay.
for our viewers. Yes.
I forget the name of the cop
culture.
that worked at the middle school that I was working at. And he was actually, I would like to think he was very competent. He was actually a pretty good cop.
good.
And he gave all the kids, again, these are middle school fucking kids out, again, in West Kendall where they think they're fucking tough and
They're
shit.
fuck boys.
Yeah, they think they're hot as shit. So it wasn't nothing crazy like anyone brought a gun or a knife to school. Yeah, man. So it wasn't anything
hard.
crazy, but I think that cop, and I forget his name, and I thought he handled
Give him a
those
shout
kids.
out.
If I remember his fucking name.
Give him a fucking
Hey,
shout out.
to the cop that used to work there. Shout out
To the
you.
cop that used to work at Jorge
I know you
Mascanosa back in 2014, 15, and 16.
You my boy.
You were fucking cool, man. If I remember your name, I'll shout you out, man. But
yeah.
I think he handled it pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. I have one of our on the chat.
Yeah.
We're talking about cops. We're talking about the actual kids themselves. He mentioned why is no one talking about B_game parenting. Does parenting have anything to do with these kids shooting up the schools?
You can't parent your kid not to be a school shooter. He's gonna do it.
But it's back to the mental illness. thing.
Exactly.
You can't
I mean,
really
that
parent
if you
it.
watch the TED Talk on Klebold's mother, they went over how could you have not known? How could you have not known? How could you have not? And she even said it's like there was no one closer to this kid besides me and his father. But high school children are very good at hiding shit from their parents. I'm sure we all have done it. So
100%.
exactly. So
hide the weed.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And that's the least of our fucking problems.
like, oh yeah,
At this point in this conversation,
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
going
show
over
my
to my
weed,
friend's
you know?
house to play video games when you're planning, a mass murder of children. Children aren't gonna. You don't expect children to be planning that.
So you thi-
plus
so-
you want to think the best for your child. I don't know what parent automatically thinks like, no, he's up to something. that looks-
right? And that's the weird part.
Exactly.
So no parent intervention could
No, you
have
teach-
prohibited this somehow, some way?
No, absolutely. You teach your parent. You
All right,
teach
all
your
right.
children proper morals.
So what if your kid's giving out signs? What are the signs?
There you go.
Quiet
But
as
wait, but
fuck.
listen, what
Listen to
about
Marilyn Manson.
Who was it that
Blasting Marilyn
the
Manson.
Sandy
isn't it?
Hook? Her mom didn't take his son to do gun range shooting.
I don't know.
I can't comment.
That's
That's
breaking.
fine.
That's,
I don't
that,
know.
that's
We'd have
breaking
to
news
look
to
it
me.
up.
You want me to-
That's-
you want me to
yeah,
pull it up, Jamie?
yeah.
Jamie, pull it up. Yeah.
Nico, pull it up.
Even
I
if
don't
that
know.
is true, that's still nothing wrong. That just means you're good and you're good at shooting a gun.
That's like kids going to hunt or whatever.
Exactly.
They don't count. I don't know. What's the prerequisites to a shooter?
So
Dude,
okay,
okay, first of
go.
all,
Okay, yeah.
have you guys seen fucking, yes, I'm going to reference a movie, Halloween, Michael Myers?
yes.
Oh, yes.
Which
Bro,
one? The
Dibs
new
on
one?
It
Danielle
was like
Harris.
cutting kids, like cutting animals up and shit, and like it's
Oh
just,
yes.
like
Ted
there
Bundy
are
type
signs.
shit.
Yeah, there are signs to this shit sometimes, and it's like,
Okay, so that's fine. Let's say that there's signs, and little Jimmy looks like he's a little messed up. He's 7 years old. Me as a parent, I take my kid to as much therapy as possible. And it goes back to one of our main fucking points, which was that therapist tells him, you know what? I think you might be depressed as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Here's some Prozac, which is a whole fucking...
The statistic is impossible to measure is how many people did not become school shooters. How many people would have been depressed, got on antidepressants, didn't end up killing anyone? That's impossible to know.
Okay.
So maybe it's a lot more than we think, and antidepressants do work. There's literally no way to know that.
Okay, so apart from parenting, I have one of our on the chat.
Yeah.
Somebody mentions isolation and social skills. So thank you, Mary, for writing on the chat.
Thank you,
She
Mary.
mentions
She has her
isolation.
master's in psychology, so
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm
shit.
majoring in
I
psychology.
didn't want to
Sorry
put her
to
on
hear
the spot, but she does have her major in psychology. And what else? I'm sorry, what was it?
master's in psychology.
Master's in psychology.
okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry. So she has her master's in
So
psychology.
again, what did she mention? in
She
the
mentioned
chat?
isolation and social skills on these kids.
Okay.
Does that play? Obviously, it plays a fucking part.
Back to the Columbine, the jocks, the cheerleaders.
jocks and the
yo. It's the
cheerleaders,
same
you know?
shit. It's the same thing. 21 years
Exactly.
later.
But the kids didn't fit in, but you make other children hang out with other children. That's, I mean, I don't know.
So is it down to the parenting? Were they supposed to
yeah,
make
exactly.
like
Well,
play
you're gonna
dates and
put two
shit?
kids in a room and it's like, hey, you two be friends. Like, it doesn't even work like
No.
that either. So
Yeah.
you cannot parent children to like each other. That's So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, as far as social skills, you can try and teach
Impulsivity,
basic.
Depression.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
Depression. Yeah, depression's a big one too.
it's
I
always
mean-
For
depression.
sure.
Just give them meds. That's really the only thing you can do, or isolate them and don't let them go to school. But then they probably end up shooting you.
I mean, the body count
parent.
will be lower.
That's true.
Due to homeschool, is it still considered
Well,
school
actually,
shooting?
well,
at
if you're
home?
homeschool,
Yeah.
well, actually, you know what? Was yeah,
Is
Sandy
it?
Hook, he killed his mom and then went and killed kids anyway. So maybe
Sandy
not.
Hook killed his mom. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But is it considered a school shooting?
It is a school shoot. Wait,
Well, no, killing his mom, no. Shooting the children in school, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
at a school, I mean,
Yeah, at a school.
If the parent was home, obviously,
Yeah.
it'll be a fucking just a regular old murder.
Yeah.
But if it was, they
just
went
a
to the school,
regular.
just so you know,
It's just a regular murder.
it wouldn't be
It's
mainstream
registered
news.
as a school.
So yeah,
I don't know,
man.
that's weird. I don't know.
So
Question
another
popped
on the last bit of the conspiracy part of this, and do me a favor, if you're watching live, do me a favor, keep writing on the chat.
Yeah, it keeps up.
You know,
Like, comment, subscribe.
like, comment, subscribe, brother. You know, hit that little ring thingy, the bell.
Please,
bell notification.
Follow us on Twitch.
You know,
hit that follow.
Follow me on Twitter.
You know,
Follow me on
we're
MySpace.
keeping up tabs with the chat. So any questions you have or any points you want us to bring up, we'd be more than happy to bring it up. Let's talk about again, which
We
was,
can call them.
we can
Yeah,
call them
if you guys want to call in, Nick, you want to
or
comment your phone number?
oh
It
mine.
can't be mine though. It could be yours. They can
Okay,
call us.
how do we hook up my phone for
You
people
just
to
Just
Bluetooth,
Bluetoothy.
Bluetooth it?
You can Bluetooth it.
Let's get some questions, bro.
Get some questions in, but drop your phone number in the group chat there.
Listen, if my watch,
Mary has his phone
fuck
number.
is
if my
okay.
I'm just letting you guys
Huh?
know. Do I need to be on
What is
Wi-Fi for
Yeah.
this, right?
Oh
Wi-Fi.
shit! They brought that shit up.
High five?
My Ecuadorian people watching. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My
Wait,
Ecuadorians.
Ecuadorians right here, dude.
High five doesn't exist in
Okay.
America.
What? High five?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but High Five is a
It's
social
basically
MySpace.
a MySpace.
A MySpace page.
Oh.
Facebook.
Not a high five, not a little high fucking five,
Early
bro.
high five.
It was-
I think High Five is everywhere, right, brother?
You're out of it, bro. What?
Okay,
Okay.
Well,
So here.
There.
so if you guys want to call, I'm
Please do.
I'm making a grave mistake giving my phone number on here, but fucking man.
Go for it, bro.
Dude, put it in there. The
You're gonna
305.
get
He's
so
got
many
the
dick
classic.
pics, and not from me.
I swear to God, if you guys send me dick pics,
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes.
All of them are rule. All right. Connected.
okay.
Wait, Bluetooth it.
What do you mean Bluetooth it, bro?
You gotta go to Bluetooth.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm gonna send. Okay, before when Israel
still
comes
on my
back and
first
he'll Bluetooth it, I want to bring up one more point. Okay, and this is the whole conspiracy aspect of our show, and that's gun laws and the prohibition of our government taking our laws. There was two main, and I'm gonna get off the chat for a second because I forget the names of it. There was two events in the world back in before Columbine. And they were called, there were two shootings. The first one was called the Port Arthur Massacre, which happened in Australia. That occurred in April 26, 1996. And then the Dunblane Massacre occurred in March of, 13th of March, 96. One happened in Australia, the other one happened in the UK. After those events, there were stricter gun laws placed on the people of those countries. on the usage of those guns and the laws you had to have on them. Even after the Christchurch, what was it
In New
called?
Zealand.
The New Zealand one that happened very recently. After that event, that a gentleman YouTube is the shooting of those people that were in
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
a mosque.
Yeah, a
Or-
mosque.
That was in a
multiple
mosque
mosques.
that killed several people as well. I think Canada that you mentioned earlier today.
Yeah, this was like 2 months ago.
was it after a shooting.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I forgot what it was. It was in, I think, Nova Scotia or Newfoundland. One of my friends is from that province. The dude dressed up as a cop. I believe he killed a cop, got in a cop car, illegally took a gun and killed, I don't know, I think it was like 10 people, something like that.
Okay,
Everything was illegal and they still banned the guns.
17.
Dressed as a
17.
cop.
Okay, yeah,
17.
it was a decent amount.
God.
So
Yeah.
cool. So not cool.
Yeah.
Son.
So Canada placed strict gun laws on their people. New Zealand, same deal. There was an event that placed strict gun deals on their people. The UK, and then in Australia. The idea is, that conspiracy theorists believe that Columbine happened, and all these school shootings happened, and all these shootings that happened ever after was perpetrated by the government to take away our guns and place stricter gun laws on us.
Has
You
it
guys,
worked?
Well,
God,
that's
no,
actually a very simple answer.
it would never work.
It will
It's
never
never-
work.
it's never gonna work.
The difference
That's my
between
answer.
those countries and our country is that we literally have it as a constitutional amendment to us. The second one, the first one is freedom of speech. Second one is it's the second one for a reason. That's how important it is. For that to be repealed, it would likely be impossible. It would take all like the Supreme Court
It's written in
justices to
stone.
agree with
for
it.
our
And-
international
yeah.
viewers que están en Ecuador, we have the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, which
Five
is
freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of
which-
religion, press, assembly, and yeah.
exactly what Raul kind of mumbled. The second one is the right to bear arms, which is essentially we're allowed to own guns legally to protect ourselves from fucking psychos, pretty much.
No,
Them
from our
aliens.
government. That's
From
what
our-
it is.
from-
It's
from our
in a tyrannical, oppressive government.
That's
what
why they wrote
originally
it
what
in
was
the
written
Constitution,
for.
yeah.
Yes.
So the whole thing. So,
well-organized
so
militia.
the idea is that all these events that happen with even the Las Vegas one, that's a whole nother
That's a
topic.
conspiracy.
That's
Oh
a-
my God,
That's a legit,
whole
but
nother
we
one.
won't touch
Yeah.
upon that on this episode.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Okay, we
Wiped
can get
that-
into that one.
Completely wiped out of
I
Google.
got a lot of
and
footage of that too.
Yes, all the Reddit's
we
gone.
can pull up another episode with all this
Okay.
content.
You know what?
Okay,
Let's-
okay. Leave it, guys.
Yeah,
Leave it.
that's we'll leave it there.
Las
but,
Vegas shooting.
But know that that's a legit. So all these all these shootings that happen all over the world, all over the U.S. were So you think it will never happen?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Do you think that we should have stricter gun laws?
It's not gonna work.
That doesn't answer
Well,
my
no,
question.
the-
Do you think that we should have stricter gun laws?
The benefit
Stricter
of yes.
than now.
The thing is, again, it depends the state, and honestly, depends the city. Every state, every city has different gun laws. So, do you
Fuck,
think? And
yeah.
by we, do you mean Miami-Dade County, state of Florida, or the United States?
I think the U.S.
Every major city.
No, I mean that's why we're a United States. You can't put a federal mandate on guns like that unless it's a constitutional amendment.
Give me a second. I'm gonna try to hook up my phone on Bluetooth, so you guys can make some calls.
Yeah, if you guys saw Mauricio's number there, you can call in a little bit.
If you send me dick pics, I swear to God, I'll send it to the government.
You'll just post it right here.
Where is
You'll
it?
post it on the
Up here,
YoungLinks
here.
Instagram.
Road.
That's it.
I'll post on the Instagram. I'll embarrass you, man.
Oh
The
my
Roadcaster
God.
Pro. Again, so if you're listening,
sorry to her family, who's probably a fan.
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, mom.
Mom, if you're watching, perdóname. All right, so my phone number is already on there. It's if you guys are listening and not on the chat, it's 305-302-8649.
You just answer and we're good to go.
So feel free to give me a call. And if you want to talk about what we're talking about, which is guns and the gun laws and the usage of guns, or even the school shootings, give me a call. Again, give us a call.
Yes. That'd be great,
305-302-8649.
cracking up.
305-302.
Also, like to take this moment to thank all of our viewers, all of our subscribers.
Thank you for being
Yeah, thank
don't
you guys
forget to
for
stay
checking in.
hydrated. Drink water. You probably haven't had
I actually
enough
haven't
water
had
today.
water in a while.
Dude,
Yeah.
you see the jug there?
Exactly.
Look at this. Get one of these for you at
Exactly.
home.
So I wasn't a water drinker until I actually started working here.
Yeah, well,
Quick
And why is that? Tell me why.
What's in a water drink?
flavor.
What?
Flavor.
Flavor?
What do you mean? You need hydration.
I love that water, bro. The water we have in the office for me,
it's crisp.
it's
It's
crisp
cold.
water.
Every fresh.
Let me see what water that is.
Tune in give it some tunes.
because that's natural spring water. Water
Bro.
does taste different.
Straight out of the jug.
As opposed to, distilled water through reverse osmosis.
That one's
depends-
really good too, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
The thing is, it depends who makes it. The minerals they add to it all taste different. But natural spring water slaps.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's literally from a spring. So
Not for nothing.
Yeah.
I work with these two gentlemen here, Nicholas and Israel, and Simon, who's not here.
He's here.
You guys-
yeah,
He's on the chat.
Simon.
He's in the chat. Shout out to
Simon, bro. Miss you,
Simon
man.
will be here next week. He had to be out personal reasons, but
Let me tell you, man.
he'll be.
You guys don't drink enough water, man.
Yeah.
It's sickening how.
Yeah.
how
What do you
how-
mean? I fill that thing up every time.
No, you
and
don't,
I'm always
bro.
pissing.
you should be drinking one of these a day.
Yeah,
I flex on
I'm
it.
gonna get one of those.
I flex. I drink like 4 or 5 of these a fucking day.
Yeah, the water bill's real high.
Hell yeah, man. You
Water's
have to.
cheap,
It's
man.
fucking-
Don't even.
My brother has a theory that says water keeps you hydrated and that shit keeps you young.
It is.
Clear
sorry.
skin,
It
dude.
keeps your, like, your
Nicholas.
skin.
That's 100% true.
Nicholas, let me get this straight. The theory, the conspiracy theory, after talking about gun laws and
This is another
9/11,
theory.
the
Water
theory
keeps
is that water keeps you hydrated.
That's it.
Yeah.
Viewers,
That's
if
the
you
point
have
of
Fact or fake?
viewers, if you have any takes
Does it?
on water and hydration, this is breaking fucking news. If we have a doctor watching us, please call us about water keeping you hydrated.
Is
So,
water good for you?
so gun laws never gonna happen, right? We're-
Absolutely not. We have
No,
a
at this point,
constitutional
no.
amendment that will stop that from happening.
Okay.
It's set in
It's-
stone.
yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Now, the thing is, we have laws that say to the degree that we're allowed to own guns. Automatic firearms have been illegal for, I think, since the 90s. They're trying to ban ARs, so we only have handguns, but I disagree with that.
We all need an AR. Yeah.
The thing is, the necessity argument is useless. It's not what you need; it's what you're allowed to have. If technically, if what you need, then I would not want the government to tell me what I need.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never.
Yeah, so
never.
So
never.
it's like, oh well, you don't need an AR, and that's fine. I don't need it, but
Freedom
I
of
want
choice,
it.
yeah,
Exactly.
comes down to the
it's-
freedom.
It's none of your business what I'm allowed to have. Yeah.
By the way, I'm loving all the talk about water on the chat, man.
Yeah, they just went with,
Yeah.
they just went with another conspiracy theory
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
There's
Water,
no
some
conspiracy
in the
theory
air.
around water. It's delicious and you need it.
That's it.
So it's the most.
That's the theory.
And there's
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it's not even theory. It's a fact. It's been proven. You need water. You can survive. What is it? 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water.
need it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
So in other words, you motherfuckers need to drink more water.
yeah.
Is it water or like
Water.
liquid?
No,
Water. Because most liquid beer, anything either has sugar or salt, which will dehydrate the shit out of you. Water is the only thing that actually, well, electrolytes, so maybe Gatorade, but that has sugar also.
Idiot, like,
No,
Yeah.
but there is Gatorade and Powerade that
Yeah.
has the 0 that
Yeah.
has no sugar.
Yeah, but it still
That's
has
supposed to
electrolytes and
pure.
minerals and
Got
shit like that.
something in
But
there.
you need some sort of hydration. Yeah, beer does the opposite, dehydrates you.
Drink water.
Yeah, so drink water.
That's the conclusion
That's
here.
literally to all of our viewers.
that's
He
our
says
sponsor
as he
today.
holds a beer.
Our sponsor today is brought to you by
I gotta switch
Water.
it up.
Water.
Water.
Water H2O. Fantastic for
Bring the
you.
jug over here.
Exactly. Shout out
That's
to
a big-
Mauricio's wife for getting me this jug. One of the greatest Christmas gifts I've ever gotten.
Custom
Hell
made.
yeah, man. Hydro homies.
Hydro.
Chug.
It's a gallon.
I was like, please don't do that.
So, is there anything? I think we can kind of shoot the breeze now. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about gun laws or about Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, or even the Pulse shootings, the ones that happen overseas, even though it has nothing to do with our government or our laws? Is there anything you guys want to bring up?
I mean, the thing is, I feel like the ones we talked on about today all have the same cause of it, which is some sort of depression or mental illness. The other ones like Pulse and other shit like that, that's different causes. The Pulse shooting was a homosexual Muslim who killed a bunch of other homosexuals. It's probably either repressed or who
Which
knows
was
what.
acceptance, and at the
Yeah.
end of the day, maybe was
That was probably a cultural thing, a religious thing. A bunch of other mass shootings is also religious. These are the only ones that really talk about like depression. So
because
Yeah, I like
if I'm
that.
not
We
mistaken,
kept it on
the
that.
New Zealand one was a targeted attack because they were
absolutely, because they were
It was
Muslims.
They were Muslims, right?
Yeah, he was Muslims. Subscribed to PewDiePie.
So why is it again, I could be wrong and I haven't looked into it at all, so I could be just talking out of my ass as usual. Why is it that the US seems to be the only one that has school shootings? Because the 3 main ones that we've talked about are all school shootings.
I'll tell you why, because we're the only
it only
country
us?
that matters. It probably happens everywhere else, just no one gives a shit.
Even if it's 17 teenagers.
Has there? I'm clueless right now. I don't know
you
anything
what?
internationally.
There was
I
a
don't know any
Russian school
shootings.
shooting that there was footage of that I actually watched. This was, I want to say, like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. Yeah, they had footage of it.
Yeah.
It was not national news because
This is the
who
first
really
time I'm
cares
hearing about it, yeah.
Russian news. Nobody. I care
That's-
about
I would
Russia.
say
Hi,
that's-
Putin. Yeah, but I'm sure it happens. To pretend that this is the only country to happen is absurd.
Nico-
It's just nobody cares about the other countries enough because, well, we have our own problems.
In Ecuador, when you were living and going through school, were there any school shootings?
Never.
No.
You would never hear about any type of killings in the school.
But then
or-
again, what was the availability of guns?
How
In
is it in
Ecuador?
Ecuador?
Exactly. In Ecuador, it's probably
Not available.
Yeah.
Illegally.
Oh, illegally, of course.
There's
What would you say is the
goddamn South
process to
America.
get a gun?
Probably none.
There's nothing out there.
So right now, if I was a citizen of Ecuador and I
It's
wanted
not
to
a
buy,
right you have.
if I wanted to buy a gun
Yeah.
to have in my household to protect myself from a
you would have
potential,
to go to the black market, bro.
yeah.
Which I'm sure is super easy. Like you go to the corner store, you buy your Coca-Cola in a jar, in a glass,
Yeah.
and they can probably also sell you a gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there were no school shootings ever. Were there
No
any?
incidents, bro, at all. Like,
Were there any killings in schools?
never.
Nothing.
I have a question.
The worst thing era el puñete que te dabas en la esquina.
which was
Just straight up
Okay, that-
fighting.
Straight up fight, bro.
una pelea, a fight. Okay, I have a
fight.
question.
Yeah, that's good.
B Game also mentioned that bullying in, again,
So wait, you want to go a little bit into bullying? Let's do it. I think bullying is healthy till an extent.
how is it healthy? To
I
you?
got,
Fuck
I
yeah,
got
it's
bullied.
healthy,
I got,
man.
I-
Builds character.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, makes you not a bitch.
Makes you gritty.
It goes
gives
a
you
pair of balls,
some-
bro.
Exactly.
Dirt under your nails. Come
It
on
grows
now.
hell
For
yeah.
men,
gotta-
for women is different.
Yeah.
Women,
Yes.
it's
Completely.
traumatic.
Completely.
Yeah, women don't need to
Tanja,
be
have
strong
you
alpha
have
type.
you,
You
in
said- Have
you ever been
elementary?
Yeah, she
Let
said.
me just shoot you
yeah.
directly with the question.
What was it?
Have you been bullied?
What trauma have you gone through? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
But anything major, nothing.
Yes.
Everything surface, nothing.
did you act upon it? Obviously,
She's
it
not
wasn't.
in prison.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm still here.
but that's fine though. But did you
she got away with
fight a person who was bullying you? Did you threaten them? Did you get on social media?
Did you
and
tell a teacher?
Did you tell a teacher? You're just like no.
Just kind of called her a bitch and told her she's ugly.
I didn't do
And you
anything.
did one of these.
Oh, okay.
And you fucking ran away.
Like, leave me alone.
Get away.
It was a collective of people. It wasn't just like one bully. It was
These
like
fucking
the whole
group-
school.
Girls are fucking mental and they get very
Basically.
Jesus.
Shout out Ronald Reagan.
very psychological.
Bison.
You
Shout
went
out
to-
Ronald Reagan.
you went
he
to
was a
Ronald
great
Reagan?
president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What years?
I graduated 2015.
Hey, Miami
2015.
children, what's the background on Ronald Reagan? Why is it like
He was an
your voice
actor.
went up?
No, because Ronald Reagan is where my
Refugee drug addicts.
who is your principal?
That launder money.
Venezuelans.
who
Venezuelan.
you 2015? Who was your principal?
Oh shit.
Who wasn't?
Mierda. I know Buchanan was one of them.
Yeah.
What a great name.
But you graduated 15, so you started at 11. Who would
Yeah.
have been her president? So
No, but I'm asking your last year, the 2015. Who was your last 2 years? Do you remember?
I don't.
No.
Suarez?
Suarez? No, but I'm asking because my father-in-law was the
What, that's cool.
principal at Ronald Reagan for a few years.
oh,
What was his name?
Silva.
Silva.
Mr. Silva.
That's right, Mr. Silva. How can I forget about Mr. Silva?
Jenna, I know you're not
Suarez.
listening, but shout out Mr. Silva.
Shout out to
Yeah. I
to,
saw him 2
uh,
days ago. I
to a
love him.
soon-to-be grandfather, my father-in-law, Mr. Silva, man.
God, that's
I know.
hilarious. What a small world.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Going back to bullying.
Yes.
He's been bullied.
Okay, if I can get personal for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The way I met Raul over here, Raul is my best friend, including Melvin. If you're watching,
Yeah. Melvin, I love you.
he's gonna be the godfather of my child. So I've known him for a few years
Co-godfather.
already. The way I met him is that we were at a party, and he introduced himself as, "Hey, I'm Raul." I'm like, "Cool, man. I'm Mauricio." You know, and I'm fucking 5'6". You know, he's not. He's a lot taller than I am, and you know, and he's so. I was fucking around, and I was like, "Yo, you know, I need a bodyguard," and he pulled out a. Can I
Wait. This is the first time you meet?
The first time we meet.
Okay.
So he,
Alright.
this is in 2000.
Wait, how old are you guys?
I was 21.
And this is a house party?
This is a house party that I was throwing at my cousin's house, the Chavez boys. If you're watching, what's up, bro?
Shout out Travis Boys.
Shout out to my cousins, yo.
Fuck
Put some
yeah.
gang signs up there.
No gang signs, yo. Just absolute fucking love, you know.
We're dope.
Yeah.
So I was throwing, you know, my cousin Jonathan. I asked him straight out, I'm like, "Yo, can I throw a party at your house?"
Nice,
and
nice.
this motherfucker had a kid, and he let me throw a party. I think he had a kid. Yeah, of course he had a kid by then. He had Michaela by then, and he threw.
Shout out
He
Michaela.
let me throw a fucking
That's
party
dope,
at his
bro.
house, you know.
Okay, so then you meet Raul.
So I meet
and then-
Raul,
So what happened?
and I was like, "Hey, you want to be my bodyguard?" Because I was a little fucking skinny little shit. I was 5'6". Not that I was getting into fights or anything. And he goes, Yeah, bro. I have my own bullying business.
Bullying service.
Bullying service. I was like, what do you mean you have your own bullying service? And this motherfucker pulled out his wallet and showed
Business
me
cards.
a business card that said professional bullying service. Had a name, an email. It was probably more professional than this. I mean, I love our podcast. It was probably more professional because they have fucking business cards. And
Had a little cartoon kid like what is, and the little kid's like, oh, it's very well done.
And here we are, fucking like 10 years fucking later,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Okay, just so I can clear the air on the story though, I used
Were
to
you the bully?
Yes, he
no,
was,
I
but
used
for
to
the right
bully
reason.
the bullies.
bullies.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so like
service.
Like
Yeah.
bully
yeah,
beat
so
down.
like
Protection.
one of my friends, just quick story, Chino Man Jr., shout out Chino Man Jr. He was getting bullied by, he was in 10th grade, he was getting bullied by an 11th grader. And, well, I was a senior. And after I confronted him, he was no longer being bullied. So,
Hell yeah.
You
Can
gotta
you
look
give
out for the-
You did
specifics?
the
You
job
got any
right.
details
Yeah.
on the job?
what?
Any details on the job? What happened?
I pulled him out from his class before it started and I threw him against the wall, told him not to do it.
That's
That's
healthy
fucking
things.
good shit.
I think
Yeah.
that's healthy. So going back to what you asked me, I think bullying is healthy to a certain extent.
Exactly.
Were you bullied?
There's always a bigger
or-
fish.
Yeah.
You were bullied?
Until a certain age. I was bullied in elementary school.
The thing is, I
All
don't know how I
over, back
feel
and
about
forth.
bullying. Bullying, you let people treat you how
You
they
allow
do.
it to.
Exactly, how
Exactly.
you're allowed to.
When I grew a pair of balls and
Yeah.
I told the guy that was bullying
Yeah.
me, let's fight, we fought.
That's where the grit
Sometimes
comes.
I lost,
lose.
sometimes I
Yeah.
lost, sometimes
Yeah.
I won. So
It's part of it.
I'm gonna be real honest. In my life, I fought like 7 times, which I've lost like 4. So I'm more.
That's a good record, man. 3 and 4.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, whether I lost or I won, it was a great hug, and you just got the shit out of your
It was.
pocket,
It was.
bro.
Wait, you
just-
guys hugged after?
Yeah. Or at least
shit.
shake hands, like you know,
Good shit.
it's gone, bro. It's gone
Yeah,
right there.
because you
Yeah, I've
respect
always
them even
liked
just
them,
for
like-
putting up a fight.
Totally.
Exactly.
Taj,
And
did you,
bullying
did you
is normally
fight
a lack of
any?
respect.
Did you fight any of your bullies?
Her mom is watching.
No, mommy, no
Keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Keep that in
You
mind.
didn't fight. Okay, I have a question. You were bullied. How did you act? What was your course of action? Because bullying, people take Nicholas fights. I don't think Raul was ever bullied. I wasn't
not.
bullied,
That was
Not allow it.
but
They called me fat.
what was your course of action on being bullied? What did you
got
do
the F word.
to get your frustration out? Because it seems like a very frustrating time of your life.
It was a horrible time in my life.
Okay.
If it wasn't for the dance team, I don't know what I would have done.
So it was
that was your community.
Yeah.
That was your gang.
cool.
Cool.
Did anybody in the dance team bully you?
No. I hope none of them are watching. But some of them
They're
were
probably not.
friends with people that would bully me.
Okay,
So it was just kind of like,
by association almost.
yeah, like it was just
Okay.
kind of like,
Mm.
like
So-
they didn't
So it's sour
personally do
taste
anything
on
to me,
that.
but it's just the fact that they're like,
Associated with them and kind
yeah,
of did okay. So dancing was the only thing.
basically, yeah.
Okay, so shout out to the Ronald Reagan dance team for being cool.
Sensation.
The Sensations, the Ronald Reagan Sensations. Israel, were you bullied?
Sensations. No, dude, I wasn't bullied.
No?
No. Knock
Did-
on wood, I wasn't like.
Did you
into
witness
any of that
bullying?
shit.
Were any of your siblings bullied?
No, they weren't
No?
bullied either. No, but I did witness it. I would like break it up and shit.
You would?
Alright,
Yeah,
can
'cause I was a
ask you
big kid.
question? Did you bully?
Did I? No, at all.
You never bullied?
No, man. I was
Did
fucking
you bully?
tiny.
I'm fucking 5'6", and in high school I weighed like $120 soaking wet, bro. Who the fuck can I bully?
I'm not gonna
All
lie.
right, all
I
right.
was a
But
bully
in a basketball
sometimes.
game,
I was a
dude,
bully
in a
too.
basketball game,
I was a bully, and if you're watching and I bullied you, yeah, I was.
I think.
that's what we gotta get to.
I've completely owned up to it, dude. And
Ladies
I've
and gentlemen,
gotten back.
the
I've gotten
plot
back.
thickens on the YoungLinks podcast.
I've-
Tanja was the
What was
actual
the
bully.
dance team? Inspire.
She was bullying herself at the end of it all.
What was it?
Okay,
Sensation.
okay.
Yeah.
So, can I ask,
Yeah.
who did you bully?
Don't give out her name.
It wasn't people in specific. It was just I was a fucking bitch.
Okay.
Like, I was just really mean to people for no.
Were you
fucking
mean
reason.
because people were bullying you as
But
well?
that's not bullying though.
That is
that's just
bullying.
being like.
It,
She's just rude. She's just like.
No, were you
it
rude?
got to the extent where people were telling me like, "Hey, you're being a fucking bitch. Like you're being a bully. Like stop."
It was
Okay.
specifically the same person over and over again.
It's the same
Because
when
that's
you're being-
technically what bullying is.
Yeah, that was a bullying.
If I see
Yeah.
a kid and he's in my way,
Constant.
and
The
yeah,
same
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
There are certain people that like
Got hit harder.
they know or they get.
I think
Like,
we've
they're
all
looking
noticed
for
it.
it, bro.
They look for it.
They look for it. I had a
I
friend.
think so.
I had a friend.
Just like
wait,
the guy that you bullied out of bullying.
I'm not gonna put out a name out there, okay? But I had a friend that when he was in what is it? The first year you go into high school,
Freshman year.
freshman year. He put a cape on.
A cape?
A cape. A small
You're fucking
cape.
asking for it, man.
Like a
And you know
Dracula?
what he said? I'm
That's what I'm saying, Raul.
They
Like a
said,
Dracula cape?
like no, like
don't
a
think
cape,
I've
like
ever
a
done that.
superhero cape.
Like a
And you-
Batman?
Yeah, and you know what he says?
You grab the cape and you
I'm
choke
Batman?
him.
I'm super booger
Oh.
in Spanish.
Say it to me in Spanish.
Soy super moco.
Super moco?
Se quedó con el nombre de moco todo el resto de. I'm putting you out there, bro. They don't know your name.
No,
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know him
bro.
either.
But you're
But-
looking for it, bro.
But if yeah,
and he was
you
this
took the words out of my
small,
mouth.
you know. I mean,
Was he
damn.
getting attention? I don't know. Was
that
going for it?
was that in this country?
No, no.
No.
Good, because he would have shot you.
Oh, maybe, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh fuck yeah, Booger shooting you up. That's an article right
That's
there.
embarrassing. You died at the hands of Booger.
That's a headline right
A young
there.
man by the age
Super
of
bugger.
17,
Super Moco fucking shooting you.
Juan Super Moco Velasquez shot Nicholas Santiago.
In the kneecaps. Yeah.
So you made fun of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I
I think we've all bullied a little bit.
Not only me though.
it was a bunch of people.
It was
It was
collective
a
bullying.
whole. It was a whole.
Okay.
Oh, that makes it
Well,
better.
let's ask our viewers. Were you ever bullied, or did you bully?
Call in your bullying.
Call in,
Call in
please.
if you feel like
Tanj,
talking
I have a
about
question.
it. Yeah.
Because I want to touch upon women, or I guess young women bullying other young women. Do you think it was worse between young women and then just like regular old guys?
100%.
Yeah. What do you
Psychological bullying is worse.
What do you think? Well, why do you think that
It's
is?
true.
Because
Since someone who went through it.
I wish I could tell you, to be honest, because it makes no sense to me how a woman could make another woman feel so fucking bad about herself.
Low self-esteem.
It just exactly like it
Is
doesn't
it-
register in my mind. Like, how can you do that to another?
Is it just a high?
Woman.
Is it just a high school thing, or was it post high school as well?
It was no
After high school, did you
for like half a year maybe.
right after high school when
Yeah.
things were still kind of fresh in
When I was
everybody's
still
mind?
when I was going to Dade for the first year, and
Shout
then
out Dade.
yeah, and then I stopped going. I couldn't afford it, so I dropped out.
I got a question for you guys. Sorry, did I go? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I forgot where I was going.
No, I got a quick question. Do you
Forgot
think
where I was
bullying
going.
is just a childhood thing, or do you think
No, it
there's
happens
adult
at the
bullies?
workplace all the time. Also.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I worked with you guys, oh, you're fucked.
Nick's face got all serious over here. And we're hiring him next week.
Wait a minute, Nick was Super Moco out of all this time. It was actually Nick this whole time.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding, viewers. Super Moco, if you're watching, brother, you're loved. All right. If you want to
Stop
call
wearing
us
the cape, man.
and clear the air, hasta porque te llamamos Super Moco. Feel free to call us to clear the air, man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Just don't call my phone number, please.
He saves it. Everyone's just saving it.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
No, but no bullying. I haven't had any. I don't know. I haven't had
No,
much.
I don't
stuff.
think
Arguments, yeah. But just in sports, though, nothing like I don't know. I'm a chill kid. I don't get too much like bothering on shit.
I talk shit when I play. I mean, I'm small as shit, but when I
I
play,
think
Fuck
bullying,
yeah, every
bullying-
day on basketball.
It depends on. It depends on not of how much can you handle.
Honestly,
Everyone has their breaking point.
Yeah. I stood up more for my friends than I stood up for myself. Like, I almost got in a fight
can see
with
that, yeah.
my best friend's boyfriend because she caught him cheating. So I would like,
Was she hot?
yes.
Dibs.
Noted.
Oh my god. Okay,
Noted.
I work with
Noted.
Mauricio, bro, every day.
Yeah, so I almost fought
Who got that?
him.
Either who got that from who?
I think you started Dibs.
I've done that a long time.
Yeah, you started. So
Where did Dibs start?
How I Met Your
Lorelai?
Mother.
Or
OG
How I Met Your
Dibs.
Mother? OG Dibs. It was.
Shout out
OG
Flanagan's.
How I Met Your Mother. is
So
funny. I
Dibs
love
started between us. It was it was just a random night, and it was who called Dibs? You called Dibs, right?
I call Dibs.
Yeah, and it was the OG Dibs. It was one of the runners at or Flanagan's that Raul has an absolute. Mike has an absolute crush on, to this day probably, if I'm not mistaken.
She doesn't work at Flanagan's anymore.
She doesn't work at
Wow.
Flanagan anymore.
Yeah.
She used to run, and she used to come into our table say, "Wings," and Raul would go, and he'd be stricken. And then after that first day, he called Dibs, and that's
You
when
fell in
Dibs
love.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And here we are.
No, we've adopted it here in the office.
You know, she was probably a bully. She looked like a bully.
She'd probably bully
Wing
you if
bitch?
anything.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Would you let her bully you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Pussy. All right. I have a B game. Mary calls Dibs on you, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fucked up on Melvin.
That's kind of weird, but
Dibs Raul.
because Melvin has dibs, I think.
cool.
Whatever.
B game says that getting a gun in Ecuador is not that easy.
So that's my best friend. It's not easy, bro.
No.
That's why I was so hard for me to.
Well, is it part of your constitution? I don't think it is.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Dude, can you call in to
So-
tell us like the step by step?
Well, does he know?
Is there a Craigslist over there?
Game. If you call my WhatsApp, I have a WhatsApp as well.
Yeah, it's the same
305 plus
Same
1
number, yeah.
305 302 8649. I want to hear more on. I want to hear more on the gun laws and how easy it is to get
It's not easy, bro.
guns in Ecuador because
Right.
it's very easy to get here. We call somebody we know who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Going back. I think it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
The Ecuadorians don't.
They didn't grow up with it. It's not
we don't
prevalent.
like it.
Yeah.
It's not like I want it. Like it's a culture thing.
Well, because they have a
Yeah.
negative view on it because they didn't grow up with it. Most
They
countries
didn't grow up
have a
with them.
negative view on guns.
I don't have a negative view. Like don't.
Well,
I
yeah.
just don't feel the need to have.
Well,
one.
no, they think what it can do, it can kill people.
Right.
But Americans grow up with it
Wait.
differently.
My dad owned guns.
Did he?
A bunch of guns.
How did he get those guns?
All right. So my dad used to work with South Africans. He used to work with Ecuadorian government.
Okay.
So he used to work with South Africans, selling things to the Air Force, to the armed forces in Ecuador.
Okay.
Okay. So while he was doing that, he got representations of a line of guns called Vector. Vector guns.
Haven't heard.
Okay,
Whatever,
it's some type
yeah.
of brand. Yeah.
And he started bringing them in, sold it, and he just got into that world and he started liking guns. And then he just took out the license to become a collector, and he would have a bunch of fucking guns.
Fuck.
He would never shoot them.
You said you shot one of your dad's guns?
I shot when he was.
So you have shot a gun.
It's a carabine, bro.
It's a what?
Carabine.
What is that?
It's a long gun.
Like a musket type
Yeah,
shit?
but yeah, old as
fucking
fuck.
awesome.
My dad told me, the only time I've shot it, it was once because I got scared as fuck. But
Coward.
I was like maybe 11.
Mm-hmm.
Told me, come, I need to clean the gun. He made it hold it up forward, made me pull the trigger. That shit fell down straight, bro.
11 years old.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Damn. Little Nico.
Hey, I have a
Shot his
question.
arms
My mom says same in Venezuela.
That's your mom? El Gui01 is your mother?
Eligut.
Eligut? Eligut is your mother?
Tell her to call in right here.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Drink water.
Mommy, please don't call.
Please, mommy, call.
Yeah,
Mom, please call 305-302-8649. We want to hear more tales about Venezuela, if you have any, about how hard it is to get a gun
Call.
in Venezuela. Again,
Yes, please.
we're all about gun laws right now and how hard it is and the difference between
She said,
the
"Hi."
U.S. and Venezuela. Again, 305-302-8649. Mom, give us a call so we can talk about Venezuela and how strict it is and how communist it is right now in Venezuela.
By the way, Mary,
It is.
Let's
I'm
wrap
sorry.
it up with that.
It's
Mary,
fucking
I
Call
had
us
dips.
in. How communist it is.
If I call, can't
But-
chat, so don't call.
Okay.
Mary, I've had dibs. By the way.
No,
Oh, she had a gun. Mom had a gun.
Oh, really?
So your mom had a gun.
What kind of gun?
In
Keep
Venezuela.
that thing on
Venezuela.
her.
Or here. I don't know, but she said she had
No, we have one here.
I have one here too. Oh, cool, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Absolutely. Okay,
I didn't
question.
know she had a gun
And-
when I was a
and-
child.
And you're putting
For
your
your
mom
safety.
and you're putting your mom on the spot. Are all the guns that you hold in your household are they legally attained?
Yes.
That's a good answer, FBI. If you're watching,
That's the right answer, you mean.
No, they are.
I've talked to my wife about it, about owning a gun. This was a few years ago. It was before we even
Yeah.
you know.
Do you feel a little different now that you got a little
I've
little
always-
one coming in?
I've always wanted a gun in my household.
Okay.
Not to, go to the gun range or at least my concealed, just to have in my household. I mean, at the end of the day, people are fucking weird, man, and there's so
Yeah.
many weirdos that you
I
don't
don't
know
see it
what.
so bad just to store one in your closet, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In all fairness, we don't live in terrible neighborhoods. Or at
We
least
don't.
We don't. So
At the end of the day, we don't. I mean, to be fair,
if we lived in Overtown, maybe.
I
Fuck.
mean, just this week, I live
know over town.
I live in West Kendall, and on my street,
Kendall.
right near the park where I live, there was a man that was walking his dog, and he was assaulted by three guys. One held him back, beat his fucking ass up. That was literally walking distance to my park. So when I walk my fucking dog, and that's I'm walking my dog and by my fucking kid. If I want my concealed on me in that situation, I don't know how I'm gonna act, but what prohibits me from owning a gun at that point if I'm walking two precious things in my life, my kid and my fucking dog,
You have a strap on?
I have a strap on.
Is it legal here to have a strap on showing and everything?
No.
No, But legal, yeah,
have to
showing.
have
Yeah,
it back.
you can't have it showing.
Yeah.
Okay, concealed.
Yeah, it has to
Okay.
be concealed. We wouldn't have open carry.
Okay.
You can
gotcha.
carry it with you anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
it
carry
just
it,
cannot
you
be
just don't
shown
have it
like
shown.
that, like
I can
openly.
have it in
Like,
my
That's
underwear.
yeah, yeah, you
As
can.
long as I have this shit.
That's
over.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
Also,
have
if you
it,
can
you
see
good to
that there's
know.
a gun though, that's called printing.
cannot see
No,
it.
if you can
What
see,
is it
that's
called?
still fine. It's called
So
printing.
if I have it
Yeah, you
here-
can see the print of the gun over your underneath your shirt. That's still legal also.
And mind you,
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I've known a lot of people, a good majority of people who have their concealed license and who own a gun, and they practice it safely. They don't go out on the middle of West Kendall Drive because somebody called Kendall Drive heading north. Somebody cut him off and they're pointing out their fucking window. No, they do it fucking
okay.
right.
Yeah.
So I think if gun laws, at least if you own it for the right fucking reasons. If I want to protect my household, the things that are precious to me in my household, it's hard to say no at that point.
I think having a gun's great. Yeah.
I haven't brought it up yet because but I will, and then maybe
Yeah.
I won't be here next week because my
Yeah.
wife will kill me or something like that.
Jenna's not listening, dude.
No, she's not listening. I know she's not, bro.
It's passed out right now.
She's
She
watching
probably is,
Bachelor.
man.
Ooh, did she try those M&Ms I got her? Sorry.
I don't know if she tried those M&Ms yet. So
Let me know
Raul
in chat, Jenna, if you're watching. Let me know what you think of the M&Ms.
Raul brought us
She comments there.
fudge brownie M&Ms.
Yeah,
Like
Which
the
is-
filling.
Like,
yeah,
the filling-
brownie filling.
brownie
Fuck
filling.
yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, my wife's a big M&M.
Sounds pretty fire.
Thank you to our sponsor, M&Ms.
M&Ms. M&Ms. If you're
Yeah,
watching.
one day.
Shout out Eminem.
Listen,
Shout out.
M&Ms. If you ever bring back M&M, the crunchy ones.
The
Which
minis,
one?
dude.
The what?
M&M minis.
Oh my god,
came in a
the
little
tube?
tube.
No.
Fuck
They're still
yeah.
available, aren't they?
Bullshit. No, I haven't seen them in
No.
years.
Swear.
Yeah,
Aren't the tubes?
No, man, hell no, dude. What year?
Dude, you gotta
living
order
in?
that shit on eBay,
Yeah.
dude. You want a tube of M&Ms?
I would eat the whole tube in one shot.
I thought Israel was reaching for a tube of fucking
He was like,
mini
I
M&Ms.
thought he was reaching for a gun, and we're all like, it's like I mean,
That's the
that's
finale
dedication to the podcast, but it sucks because there won't be any after this.
Yeah, so crispy M&Ms were always a shit. Peanut, I mean,
Crispy M&Ms, they were just made with the rice. They're like Rice Krispies covered in chocolate.
Yeah,
They were okay.
it sounds fucking delicious, bro.
I love
Don't-
Rice Krispies.
I have Albert A Hernandez 94. He goes, I love M&M's, favorite candy. Minis are the best. Yeti do.
Yeti do.
Yeti do.
Yo, I just saw Simon. He wrote in. He said he wants to call.
Call in,
Yeah,
bro.
call
Simon,
in, bro.
you have my
Yo,
phone number,
call.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Fuck that. Yeah, man. Simon's Colombian. He used to live in Colombia, man.
I'd
Let's
say-
ask
Give
him
us that
how,
point
how
of view
hard
of
it was in
Colombia.
Colombia to get a gun.
So listen, we have
Probably very easy.
we have 3 point of
Yeah,
views.
yeah.
We have the American view. We have the Ecuador, que is a little difficult to get guns. Your mom was telling us that again. This was 20 years ago. She had a gun, but now it's almost near impossible to get a gun. Simon, who's Colombian, who used to live in Colombia, parce.
And pretty for a long time. For what? Till he was like 10 or something?
Something like that, bro.
Yeah.
So he still says parce de vez en cuando.
What a tragedy.
Empanadas. So Simon, give me a call, brother. You have my phone number.
Yeah,
I
for
wanna,
sure. Call in.
I
He's a
want to
member.
hear about the Colombian gun laws or how strict or lack thereof.
If he knows what they are, though, just because he's Colombian doesn't mean he's well versed in gun
no,
laws.
I'm pretty sure
You better
he's
start
talked to-
Googling, dude.
I mean, he can use his own anecdotal evidence, but I don't know how good that is.
True.
I'm sure his family knows.
Maybe.
I'm sure he's talked to his father, his uncles, primos,
Maybe.
parces.
Yeah, he has
his
those
parces, bro.
News maybe also
even
can
news
give you an
media.
idea of
News.
how easy it is.
Watch
Okay,
the
I have a
news.
question. Violence. Again, this is all about violence at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
Gun violence.
violence.
Gun violence. It is what it is. And in Ecuador, was there a lot of violence when you were living there?
Yeah.
What kind of
It's a third
violence?
world country.
There were killings.
Killings?
Yeah.
With guns or stabbings or
Stabbings.
Stabbings.
Machetes.
Machete.
Isn't it
Yeah.
Guayaquil right now? It's kind of like fucked up with guns too.
Yeah.
Like
Ecuador
shootings
has
every
totally.
day.
But that has come.
I don't know. That's what I've heard.
It's
The
recent.
family vine.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's
Cool.
Ecuador. No, let's put it this way. Ecuador
Yeah.
is not specifically with guns, but Guayaquil is more dangerous than any other city
Why?
in Ecuador. I don't know.
all
Culture
I heard.
thing,
That's the main
they're
city.
Like, I don't
Probably
know.
some sort of immigration, poverty
Third
rates.
Third
who
world country
knows?
type of
Yeah.
deal.
Like right now, there was a discussion between these are facts, the government of Ecuador and Venezuela, because they were allowing all these Venezuelans people to go into Ecuador so easily without any
That was a
background
big
check or
complaint,
anything,
yeah.
and
Exactly.
there was an uprising. Facts. There's more people. There's more events.
You bring more people, you're gonna have more
Exactly.
criminals.
There's more criminals,
Yeah.
bro. So there were
Back
more
to the
killings.
numbers, yeah.
There's facts. So yeah, it has grown up, but it's grown up a lot more. But there was more like robberies, like
Yeah.
small shit. Like they would.
I think
They
robberies.
would pull your purse and just run. There were more secuestros,
But
Yeah,
even
ooh,
but,
those are
kidnaps.
bad, yeah.
okay,
Those were
but
really
question,
bad
but
in
even
the
more
day.
so than back in the day. I have family in Ecuador. My tingo.
Well, mind you, I haven't been back in Ecuador for the last fucking 6 years.
Okay, so I have similar situations that have happened to family members, my father's family members. This is when I used to live there. My grandmother's jewelry was stolen from the housemaid who used to live with us. She used to stole her jewelry. I have a cousin of my father. I think her name was Sylvia, if I'm not mistaken. She was again walking down. That's a weird. I don't remember, bro. To be honest, she was. Either way, I wouldn't answer yes or no. Fuck you, man. She was walking down,
You almost did.
and she was robbed and beaten to fucking almost a bloody pulp. And this was almost, I remember, at least
Jesus, yeah.
10, 11 years ago. So, is it safe to say that it hasn't changed since then, or is it rougher now?
I would say it's rougher now, bro. Like
Rougher
for
now?
example, my best friend tried to go get some like basic legal papers to start his college, and bro, they made a big ass deal because of the number of the license. It ended, bro. So for example, it ended on 6 instead of just allowing it. It's a big ass process. You would have. It's like Tanja's mom said. You would have to wait for months for you to get a fucking gun. My dad had to go through fucking lawyers and lawyers to get his permit as a collector.
Would you?
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
loophole
So
as a collector.
If you
Yeah.
still,
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of
import
countries have gun clubs where you're allowed to like literally like professional gun shooters and
Yeah.
like, and it's like a sport, but just to own it just because you want it.
It's
do that.
hard.
You know what? Just bring it over here.
A quick whisper.
Yeah, no.
Dude, I'm
I wanna
pretty
give
interested.
I wanna
What
give
is the
public
I would like-
shout out.
what is the
I
walkthrough of
I would like
purchasing a gun
someone-
in Ecuador?
If someone's in
I'm from
Ecuador,
there,
please
so-
call. Please call. Bernardo, llama la grandísima rechucha que te
Yeah,
parió.
tell us
O
in
si no,
Spanish.
llama.
Chucha, Raúl.
I cannot roll my R's. I'm too American for that shit.
And
Raul, where are you from? That's
USA, South Miami.
and the questionnaire ends there.
That's where I was born. South Miami.
Hey, I
Hospital.
mean, at the end of the day, I was born in the U.S. as well.
Oh, okay.
I consider myself Ecuadorian, but at the end of the day, I'm American. At the end of the day,
Cookies, everyone.
I do consider myself Ecuadorian. Like
you
people,
were born in Queens, you goddamn treasonous bastard.
I'm not treason this bastard.
Treason.
You consider yourself
Listen.
Ecuadorian and you were born in the States?
Yeah, brother. At the end of the day, if I
What
forget
do you
who
culturally identify?
I forgot who. Oh wait, we have a phone call.
Oh,
Uh-oh, here we go.
okay.
Mr. Simone. Hello?
Hello.
Mr. Simon?
Hold on, I got it here. I got the Rodecaster Pro.
Hello, Simon?
Hi, Simon.
What's up, brother? Am I live right now?
You're live right now, brother. How are you today?
Welcome to the YoungLinks
Everything good.
podcast.
Good. For the people who are not watching, Simon is one of our main hosts. He's the one one of the 3 creators of this podcast, along with Israel and Nicholas. Like we said, he's dealing with some stuff at home, being a man about it. But he decided to call in. Simon is Colombian and he used to live in Colombia. Parce. So, Simon, why are you calling us? Is it about the gun laws in Colombia?
Or you want some of these public
Yeah,
cookies?
yeah. I wanna bring up the gun situation in Colombia.
Give us your point of view.
Over there is not legal for you to have a gun. They're very restrictive. And I was actually looking up some of the requirements to be actually able to get your hands on one.
Mhm.
And then it says out of the 1 second, I had it here. Sorry. It says out of the 560,000 licensed people to have a gun, only 419,000 were able to make use of it. The only reason, the only way for you to be able to have a gun is if you work as a security guard, bodyguard,
Okay.
or if you're a
That is
business
true.
owner.
Okay.
But if you're just what up?
How easy is it to get a gun illegally in Colombia?
It's so crazy. Almost everybody has a gun. If you see,
Okay.
if you hear all the crimes and everything, the suspect is carrying an illegal gun.
So you just
on
asked a
them.
buddy, where do I get one and how much?
The black market, bro. The
Yeah.
black
Right,
market.
so that's as easy as it gets.
So
So I feel like it doesn't matter if you make guns illegal. Like you're still gonna be able to find one like so easy.
what about legally though?
well, he just said
Yeah,
it.
you just
It's
said it's very difficult.
it's very hard. There's like I said, there's only around 500,000 firearms that are legally obtained in the whole country.
So I have a question. Like you showed us, and we've all seen videos of soccer is a big sport in Colombia.
Barca.
Okay,
Yeah.
parece. And if guns, and I'm sorry, it may be a stupid question, and I'm not trying to be funny about this. If, you know, during those derbies, essentially where two rival soccer clubs face each other, it seems like the fans go after each other. Why is it? And again, I'm trying to be as serious as possible. Why don't they go with each other with guns instead of machetes if it's so easily to obtain? Why is violence so high and so big in Colombia? Is it in the blood? Is it something that you guys are born with or grew up with?
I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't showed the past videos, but they have more than just machetes and knives, dude. They have, I mean, obviously they have revolvers, which I haven't shown you guys, but they also can get their hands on fucking grenades.
Grenades.
Nice.
Jesus.
Well, it's very
Grenades.
easy to make pipe bombs and shit like that. Very simple.
Like that, bro.
You can just YouTube
That's
it.
how serious it is.
How old were you until you moved to the States from Colombia?
I was 8, but I'll be 9.
9. Did you ever witness anything of the sorts? Any gun violence in Colombia?
The only fight that I remember was, it was 2 old guys fighting with a machete.
Damn, son.
dope.
That's
Yeah,
weapon of
because
choice.
one
This is what, on a Tuesday morning?
like that. It was on a weekday, and some guy went into a store and tried to take advantage of an old guy, like trying to like steal money from him.
So,
Oh, shit.
so
Okay,
what
it
you're
was a
saying is
robbery.
that is what this one guy was trying to bully the other guy.
Yeah, and then they both out.
Bully, it's a
They took
robbery, man.
machetes out and they scrapped, you know.
Scrap with machetes?
Damn it.
Yeah, like that.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the man's empanadas, man.
No, man, you don't fuck with the guys.
Fuck.
Guys, parce.
He didn't say parce, dude. I'm
Yeah.
fucking-
What about
Caught a
do you
swing
know
at it.
anyone that lives in Colombia right now? Do you have any family members or friends or acquaintances that live in Colombia right now?
Do I know? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it at least is it still difficult to obtain a gun? Those stats that you gave us that it was still very difficult. Is it still the same, or is the idea that it's hard to get a gun legally still
No,
the same right now in 2020?
Yeah, no, they're actually making it harder by the day. And then I was actually reading right now, and the only way for you to get a gun is through the military.
Oh, that's
Like you have to
Oh,
register.
fuck
You have to, you have to
do that
register
whole
yourself with them, and like provide a bunch of documentation for you to get one.
but it's still as easy to get a gun in the black market in Colombia.
I think that's the easier way.
Okay.
There's no way to regulate a black market.
No,
Yeah.
it's
So-
Fuck.
So
no.
does banning guns and everything really solve the problem?
no.
Well, I mean, I was going to bring it up. Geography has a lot to do with it. He brought up that Australia, New Zealand, and the UK all ban handguns.
Correct.
Ban guns, period, and their crime has gone down. They're all islands. It's much harder to run guns into an island
That's what
as
was a-
opposed to just cross
great
Where
an
do you-
imaginary border from one country to another and bring it in.
Simon, I'm gonna ask you a huge question here. Where do you think all those guns de Colombia? Where do they come from?
Mexico.
It's the border, right?
Where do they come from? Damn, that's a good question. I feel like
Why don't you like if you don't mind going, covert or undercover here, maybe you can if you do know how, because we have an idea how we get in the U.S. Correct?
Buy them.
what's
We
what's
buy
the
them.
idea?
What the gun?
we buy straight from
How we get our
factory,
guns
yeah.
illegally?
Yeah, somebody
Illegally.
buys them and gives it.
Yeah, but
somebody else.
but it's
From the
manufactured
factory.
in the U.S. Right?
Yeah,
Okay. So
every
my,
single
Western.
AR manufacturer is in the United States except for one.
so my question
I
is,
think
All the major.
go ahead.
I think there's some corruption going on in there.
No me digas.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe you're being,
They won't
maybe,
they won't sell to an end user. They're only selling.
maybe you were being sarcastic there, but I think they get them from Russia, and
yeah.
the government has to do something with how they get to the black market in South America.
Damn.
That's a
just
very
look
simple
at-
question. It's all cartels. The cartel is obviously the one who mass run drugs, and then it goes down to the smaller, low-level dealers.
Yeah.
The cartels
That
are
too.
highly responsible for running guns.
Fuck yeah.
It's just as big
If
a
I'm-
business
if
as
I'm-
drugs.
They just
if
build a
I'm not
distribution
mistaken-
channel.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's how the cartels back in the '80s. That's how they got their armory through the government.
Back in the 80s when when is Pablo Escobar when he was at his highest, and I've tried to ask a few Colombians that I know that used to live in Colombia back in that time, Were handguns also difficult to get in that time, or was it different back then?
I couldn't.
Okay, so my question is, back in the 80s, maybe you've asked some people that you know in Colombia that used to live in that timeline of Colombia's history. I've tried to ask people that were there as well. Do you know if guns were difficult to obtain during that time when Pablo Escobar was at his highest in Colombia? Do you know if anyone has ever told you any stories about that, or were guns also very strict back then?
No, actually, I think it was strict because this whole thing that I'm telling you right now, how gun law has become so much stricter, that thing started back in the 70s.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so Simon, since you're one of our main hosts here, what is your take on gun laws in the U.S.?
I think it's all about culture, man. Like, to be honest, because we have those other countries and everything that they're able to have guns, and the crime rate relating to guns is like way lower. And I think it's all about culture, to be honest.
Were you a bully, or were you bullied in high school?
I was about to ask you that, Simon.
Be honest, brother.
I think I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Good answer. Good answer.
Fair enough, brother.
Okay.
Nah, I was never bullied. But I don't think I ever bullied someone either. Like I said in the chat, it was just like messing around with like close friends and like people that you know. Obviously, to like certain extent.
Okay.
Because anything after that, I think that's that's something abnormal, something serious.
Just to play devil's advocate here, and how do you know if that bullying affected that one kid that you were, friends with? How do you know if that really affected him or not, even if you were buddies or not? Just asking, brother.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll never know. Or they played it off like, really good, but I guess that's what's fucked up about it. The fucked up thing about it.
That's what happened to me.
Say it again, Danj?
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
That like I would like joke around with my friend, but like she was.
You would never know if it really affected her or not.
She
Wait,
took
there was
it,
no
like,
line written there?
Yeah.
So you'd go a little far.
She took it to the tit, and she was like, "Oh, like you're being a fucking bully."
Took it to the tit.
Mauricio calls me fat all the time.
And like,
Thank
fuck
you, Mauricio.
I love you, buddy. I see that out of love, man.
Yeah, fat's not a disease though. It's like
it literally is. It's literally a medically.
Yo, Simon. Simon, since you're calling in, is there anything else you want to leave us off with? Any last notes? Anything you want to add to the podcast?
No, I think that's it. I'm just gonna tune into the chat.
Cool,
and shout out to Tanja and shout out to Big Mike.
Big Mike, brother. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
All right, brother. Simon, you take care. You got to handle what you got to handle. We'll see you next week. All right, brother?
Cheers.
Peace out, dude.
Bye-bye.
Dale para ti. That was Simon, ladies and gentlemen. He's like I said, he's one of the main hosts here.
He's a missing member right now.
He is.
The one that drinks White Claw.
That's Keith. What was it? Keith White.
Keith White. That was the main character.
He's a White Claw drinker. I'm taking his spot today. So like I said, he's one of the founders of the podcast between Iz and Nick. We'll see you next week, though, brother.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you guys think? What else do we got?
I don't know.
I feel like we wrapped up everything.
Should we wrap it up today? You want to cook?
What are we at right now?
Bro, we're close to 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours? We got plenty.
I don't want to touch them.
All right.
Okay,
so
let's wrap
Publix
it up.
Cookies, probably the best cookies you can.
I'm gonna
buy.
ask this after
I
every
feel bad
episode.
if you don't have Publix.
Nicholas.
What have you learned today?
What did you learn today?
Man, gun regulations actually don't work that good.
No.
It's more of a culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
Pretty much it, bro.
Donj, what'd you learn today?
That.
Learning school bus.
Go tell me. Go ahead. Say it.
It was like class.
I mean,
What did you learn
today?
You guys just basically like agreed. I agreed with what you guys said. That it was like there's
Same
not
here,
much
yeah.
we can do about the
No, we got more into like the
It's more about the people.
regulation
Be nicer to people.
and the
Be nicer to
training.
people.
Yeah, and don't fucking bully out there, okay?
Mental
Don't be
illness is a
fucking-
bit something we need.
Mental illness is fucking real, man.
awareness. I think
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's- we need
next
to
time
have awareness,
we
so-
gotta talk about the other aspect, not just mental illness of shootings, also like the fucking just straight up crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
motherfuckers.
people
Yeah.
who are just there's
Just
no resolve
delusional,
to it.
There's no result. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
mental illness.
Is
Normally schizophrenia.
Mr. Pazmino, what did you learn today?
that what I just
Raul,
repeated.
$1 million question. The man who knows it all.
No, it's
apparently.
Mike, it's
You-
Mike.
Big
Yeah.
Big Mike.
I thought it was Leslie.
Big Mike Leslie.
Big Leslie Mike.
What did you learn today?
Having an identity crisis.
I think
What did I learn?
I figure they're big sexy. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Iz,
thank
you want to wrap
guys.
it up?
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on.
Don't forget to
this-
like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, like, comment, and subscribe.
Click that
Follow
button.
us.
Follow
and
me on Twitter at Tanjis.
There you go.
Don't
You
send
guys
me
wanna-
dick pics at
You guys want to
305,
plug in
302.
anything?
No, man.
Follow me on Instagram
water.
at
I
Tanjuice.
wanted to plug water. Drink plenty of water.
Yes,
I haven't drank enough today.
I'm gonna plug in my gym. Who probably doesn't know? Garage Gym Kendall, the
There you
best
go.
gym out there in West Kendall. Absolutely, they clean down all their equipment on a daily basis.
No COVID.
People walk in, wipe it down. People leave, wipe it down. Best gym in West Kendall, and probably the best sensei in West Kendall with George Angulo. That's one
Fuck yeah. And then catch us next Friday at 6.
Wait, I want to plug into my boys from Ecuador.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Shout out
Shout out viewers
Ecuador.
from
Shout out
Ecuador.
everybody who called in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Cool,
man.
Simon.
Everyone. All right, bye, guys.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one, guys. Peace.